Misane is scheduled to appear in less than 3 hours. Right. What's she up to? Seriously, what is she up to? What is her deal? What is her position in all of this? Is she sinister? I hope she's not sinister. Back and forth. Back and forth. The floor beneath me sways back and forth according to the rhythm. The sound of waves faintly reaches my ears. In this dark, narrow room, is she at sea? I put on a black bodysuit. Like a membrane, it's thin and elastic. It sticks tightly against my bare skin. The cool feeling is pleasant. She spear gun fishing? What is happening? Then I realize that my body is hot. I bite my lips. Without realizing it, I'm excited. Back and forth. The floor sways. The world shakes. Outside the small window is a sea of blue, no land in sight. Is she an assassin, dude? What is happening? Is she an assassin? Never thought I'd get Wyvern as a call sign. I'm sure it was intentional. The same call sign was used in a certain robot anime long ago. A ghost that doesn't exist. A phantom with no substance. It might be unexpectedly fitting. I hold my helmet under my arm and open the watertight door of the room. I walk through a narrow passage toward the hangar. Exiting onto a catwalk, I look down at the giant black spider on standby below. Okay. Okay, she's just going onto a performance. This is really sinister, though. Why so evil about it? Back and forth. The world shakes again. The waves are high today. But that means nothing to me. Wait. This isn't the expo. This is not the expo. She's not like in a box above the expo. She's at sea. What is happening? What is that? What is this? Did I get the... Oh, God. Ah! There. Oh, God. Damn headphones. I'm still... What is she? Akio has been incoherent on the mic for a while now. He keeps messing up what she's supposed to say. That energy she had from the first day is long gone. The fact that Misane is coming here today has put her completely on edge. Ooh, bad question. Don't say it. Don't say it! I hurriedly input a command to make Model 2 turn on the spot. Akio notices the noise and stops talking. She looks over at me with a blank expression on her face. She doesn't even seem to have realized what she was saying. I shake my head at her in silence and she comes to her senses. Good grief, what a handful. Since Akio is busy working the mic, I gotta handle her laser gun and operate Model 2 at the same time. Michi only came on the first day. He's currently MIA. No, he's right there, actually. He's standing right in front of you. I really hope he's handling our housing problem. At least Mr. Candy shows up once a day. But all he does is watch the robot with a satisfied look for about an hour before leaving. So aside from the opening day, it's basically just been me and Akio running the booth in Model 2. Yeah, it seems incompetence and unreliability is a family trait. It's not good. Command inputs require both hands. The laser transmission gun also requires both hands to properly aim it. It's impossible to do both at the same time. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, I've had to use special commands a whole bunch. Once I input one of these commands, the robot moves by itself for about 30 seconds. I only input a command when Akio gives the order, otherwise I'm holding up the transmission gun. I've never had to work this much in my life. But given there's nobody else here to do it, I have little say in the matter. Do the thing! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Normally she'd explain over the mic that Gun Barrel would be transitioning from a Gekisai Daiichi to a Blast of Spirit. Did she even forget about that? This Misane stuff must have her really messed up. Whatever, I'll just do as I'm told. I input the Gekisai Daiichi command, immediately pick up the transmission gun from the table next to me and fire. Once Gekisai Daiichi is about to end, I put down the transmission gun and input the next command. When the combo ends, Akio will thank the audience for coming. Well, she's supposed to, but she doesn't. She's looking around restlessly. What's she doing? Come on, keep it together. It's when I'm about to warn her. I notice that's not just Akio who's so restless. Everyone in the audience is whispering a single name, almost like some big game of telephone. Misaki Senemiya has arrived, and Akio is going through about 17 different emotions in the span of a single second. That's impressive. It's just every emotion. The rumor propagates like a wave and spreads out amongst the throngs of people. Before long, the whole audience starts moving simultaneously. Not just the audience in front of our booth, the guests at the other booths are all heading in the same direction. There's little doubt that they're headed for the Sky booth. Everyone's going to see Misane. What should I do? Should we go too? But after my experience with this sea of flesh on the first day, I'm a bit weary. As for Akio, I'm surprised she's not like climbing on top of people and running over heads. I have no clue what she's thinking as she puts the mic down and dashes in the opposite direction of the crowd. Huh. See, she does have a brain in. That's mean. Oh, I get it. She's trying to catch Misane before she goes to the Sky booth. Clever girl. Clever girl. I shut down the power after having Model 2 crouch down and quickly follow after Akio. Eyewitnesses in the staff area say they saw Misane in the corridor. The staff area corridor is off limits for general visitors, so there's nobody inside. Considering the only thing that separates it and tens of thousands of people is a single wall, the corridor itself is silent, creepily so. But that's convenient for us. We're able to spot Misane from afar. There's only one person other than us in here. That's right. She's right there. She has a sense of elegance to her in the way that she walks. Her back is perfectly straight, like she's filled with confidence. There's no way me or Akio would ever mistake her for anyone else. Nothing has changed since we last saw her in Tanegashima 7 years ago. She's a cyborg. Not expecting her to be fully decked out in hug gear. But I guess that makes sense. I too loudly yell out to her, following after Akio. After hearing our voices, she slowly turns around. Misane is dressed in a tight white suit for use with a hug. It's the very same one she wears in the Sky commercials. The suit clearly exposes her natural body lines. It's kind of sexy, I gotta admit. The way she was walking alone down the corridor, helmet under her arm, it looked like it could have been a movie scene. We're finally all together. Finally. It's been 7 long years since the day we said our goodbyes at the Tanegashima airport. The only contact I've had with her since then is when she called me last summer. Now that very same Misane is standing in front of me. The same one that never returned to Tanegashima. We got some questions for you, lady. Akio hasn't spoken to her in 7 years. I'm sure that this reunion is especially important to her. I honestly figured she'd run over and hug Misane, but Akio does nothing. Maybe she's nervous? Oh, and since the two of us dashed over here, we're both out of breath. Given our attacks, neither of us can do much exercise. The both of us stop in front of Misane, breathing heavily. To be honest, I'm surprised she stopped. Like, given this lady's track record, I would assume her to keep walking. The whole time, she just looks at us. She doesn't say a word. All three of us are looking at each other in silence. Akio is the first one to break the silence. Akio is clearly very emotional right now. She's looking at Misane as though she were an actual star, her eyes filled with tears. Don't say something shitty, please. Please don't say anything awful. This is honestly a little sad. Like, I want to know what her deal is. The conversation ends there. Misane still hasn't said a word. She's been quietly listening to Akio talk with a kind-looking smile on her face. She doesn't try to say anything. Her eyes are glued to Akio. It appears as though she's giving her full attention. Why isn't she saying anything? And why is she treating me like air? She won't even make eye contact with me. This is mean, even for her. Is this her sadistic idea of a reunion? Is she teasing me again? I hate this. I'm too old to let her get the best of me like that. Fine, I'll talk to her then. I just happened to speak at the same time that Misane voices Akio's name. Crap, what awful timing. Fine, I guess I'll shut up for now. That brief comment is enough to wash away all the uncertainty from Akio's face and put a smile in its place. Still don't trust that rocket. That's the world ender. I'm getting impatient. I just want Akio to wrap things up soon. With Misane right in front of me, I'm overflowing with things I want to say. Feels like I'm drowning in these feelings and won't be able to say anything. But regardless, there's one thing I absolutely have to tell her. Just the one, no matter what.
Misane.
I half forcefully butt into the conversation.
俺、水香さんから伝言を預かってるんだ。
My voice feels hoarse. I feel a throbbing deep inside my chest. I still haven't managed to get over it. No, it's not the sort of thing that should be so easily overcome and forgotten. Misane doesn't even attempt to look at me. I'm worried that she doesn't see me. Is she brainwashed, dude? Is that what this is?
水香さんがミサネに会ったら伝えてくれって。
I don't like this at all.
こう言ったんだ。ハグをプレゼントしてくれてありがとう。そのおかげで自己前と変わらない生活を送れたから感謝してるって。
I know I'm not reading the room. I know this isn't the right time. We've been waiting for this moment for years. I'm throwing cold water on that and making things awkward for everyone. I'm sorry, Akio. But I had to get this out now.
ミサネ、俺さ、目の前にいたのに水香さんのこと。
Misane abruptly interrupts me. Yeah, she's not having a conversation. She's just saying things. Misane still has that smile on her face. I'm confused. Yeah, she's like brainwashed, a robot. I don't know what her deal is. She's not listening. There's no conversation here. Wait, what? What's going on? I don't get what's going on. What is Misane saying, huh? My brain refuses to understand. Why did she just ignore me? I don't care if she literally ignores me. It sucks, but maybe she's on the edge because she has a demonstration coming up. But those were Mizuka-san's final words. That's the one thing I didn't want her to ignore. Misane would never do that. Mizuka-san was her best friend. She would never do that. Has she changed? All the bits of info I've gathered up till now, all the delusions, they all start to bubble to the surface.
なあ、ミサネ。水香さんの最後の言葉だけはちゃんと聞いてくれよ。
I say to her expectantly, "Look at me, Misane. You need to accept Mizuka-san's words."
なんでこっちを見てくれないわけ？ミサネ！
見つけたぞ。
Suddenly, a man's voice echoes in the corridor. That escalated quickly. Before we realize it, a single man is standing apart from us and pointing a handgun in our direction. I was expecting him to like usher Misane off and like they'd be like, "We have to go, we have more important things to do." No, he pulls a gun on him. I remember that man's face. I saw him with Misane on the news before. I think he's Misane's boss? Sawada. Toshiyuki Sawada. A man connected to the Tavistock Institute. Seeing how he's pointing a gun at us, he must be trying to erase us. I glance at Misane to check her expression, but yeah, she's gone. She's out. She's not even looking at him. And not just Sawada. She isn't looking at me or even at Akio anymore. Her gaze is fixed in another direction, and despite the situation, she still has that calm smile on her face. How is she so calm and composed right now? Is she okay with me or Akio getting killed? Or is she in on all of this? Sawada holds the gun with both hands and carefully shuffles towards us. I feel like reality has suddenly vanished. Just moments ago, we were celebrating our reunion with Misane, but now my heart is falling to pieces. In the distance, I can faintly hear the various booth companions explaining their robots. The hustle and bustle of people, the jovial background noise. It's like another world over there. Am I really still in the expo arena?
手を上げろと言っている。
Akio looks like she's about to cry as she raises her hands. I bite my lip and do as told. The fact that this guy is Misane's boss means, well, it means my delusions aren't delusions, they're reality. All the things I'd heard up till now.
もしこれ以上関わるなら、あなたはきっと後悔することに。何せよ、吉尾先輩は今かなりまずい立場にいる気がする。
Not good.
殺されました。
この世界はあんたらが思っている以上に醜くて汚い。
Their words echo in the back of my mind. Was this what Mizuka-san's warning meant? Is this what she meant by ignorance is bliss? How Ko Kimijima was murdered. How Frau's mom was murdered. How important people around the world, even Mizuka-san, are being killed by out-of-control hugs. Has this all been carried out by Misane and her allies? If that's true, if that's really the case, I just can't.
まさか君が彼らと繋がっていたと。まんまと出し抜かれたよ。
I want to tear at my hair. What exactly is he talking about? Who's he saying that to? It can't be Akiho. She doesn't know anything about the conspiracy. I never told her. In that case, Sawada's talking to me, the one who spread the Kimijima reports around the world. But I don't understand a single bit of what he's saying.
何を企んでいる？君の本当の狙いは何だ？答えろ、瀬宮。
Is he pointing the gun at Misaki? Not me? There's no way he means Akiho. The only other person here with the name Senemiya is...
秋。
Oh! I nearly jumped. It felt like my heart was about to come flying out of my mouth. Misane's been completely silent since Sawada showed up, until now. She's still smiling. She still wears that welcoming smile despite a gun being pointed at us. She stands totally calmly.
お姉ちゃん。ロケットの打ち上げはまだ？
リサネ、何言ってんだよ。
I can't help myself. I just don't understand any of this. It's like Misane is a totally different person. The Misane I loved and respected is no longer there. The right stuff inside of her is gone. I don't know if my words reached her, but the smile nonetheless vanishes from her face. She turns and faces Sawada silently.
動くなと言ったはずだ。動けば撃つ。
やめて。
Sawada's gaze and gun are pointed straight at Misane. Not me, not Akiho, Misane. Shouldn't he be pointing the gun at me? I'm the one who released the reports to the world. Yeah, I don't think he knows that. The inside of my head is a mess. Both Misane and this man are from the Committee of 300. They're comrades. So why? Misane bends her lips slightly.
ひどい。
What? Those words. Misane takes a single step toward the man. She makes no sound. Her movement is inhuman. Without any prep, she just suddenly starts sprinting.
動くなと。
She's dead. Misane is dead. She took that bullet straight on, yeah? And yet... Misane slips by Sawada as if nothing had happened.
バカな。当たったはず。
Did he miss? Is that even possible at point-blank range and with such firm aim? There isn't a single drop of blood on the floor. Is she okay? Wait a second. How can Misane run like that without making a sound?
瀬宮、止まれ。
I mean, it's gotta be all the gear, right? Maybe it blocked the bullets? I don't know. It's then that Akio does something unexpected. She grabs onto Sawada's arm as he tries to shoot Misane in the back.
離せ。
Don't you dare shoot her. I instinctively leap in as well. Without thinking, I tackle Sawada from behind. Knocked down, the gun falls from Sawada's hands. He tries to pick it back up, but I pull his leg from behind. He pulls me down, gets on top, and starts punching me. Oh boy. I cover my face with both arms and kick Sawada in the chest. I've got some distance. Without delay, I pick up the gun. I don't know how to use it, but I hold it with both hands and point it at Sawada. Still on his hands and knees, he looks up at me, frustrated. I glance around at my surroundings. There's no sign of Misane anymore. Akio entered the passage leading into the expo arena, chasing after her.
一体何がどうなってるんだよ
What's going on? My thoughts exactly.
セロミヤを止めろうるさい動くな
Suddenly, a lonely melody. Oh no! No! Oh god, not again! Suddenly, a lonely melody resounds through the venue. The moment I hear it, my hairs stand on end.
ごめんかごめん
Oh my god, this thing. It's just like that time. It's the same nursery rhyme that played when Mizuka-san's hug went out of control.
このままだと君島レポートの通りになるぞ
Is he on our side? Is he the good guy? Is that what this is? They had it all backwards. Oh boy. What in the hell is going on? Everything that happened in Tanegashima, everything happening here in Odaiba, it's all starting to connect. I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah, this sound, generally, bad things happen after that. But with Sawada glaring at me, I can't move. Akio, Misane. Also, did he not hear Sawada say, like, it sounds like he doesn't want things to end up like the Kimijima reports, which tells me he's not part of the Committee of 300. I can hear Kagome in the expo arena. People in the audience look down at their phone droids, wondering what's going on. But I have no time for that. How can I describe what I just saw? Wearing a tight white bodysuit like the ones a robot pilot would wear, Misane makes an incredible leap at the moment she exits out into the expo arena. It's a leap beyond human capabilities. She probably travels around 5 meters. Oh. She glides through the air, flying towards the Exscav booth crowded with people. I chase after her through the aisles, desperately crying out for her to wait inside my mind. But it's too difficult to move forward. The aisles are filled with people, yeah, that's a sea of flesh, as it were. Some are just standing there, wondering what's going on after seeing Misane fly overhead. While it's not as bad as opening day, the place is still jam-packed. I run and run and run. I bump into people, I fall over, I get up again. The cycle repeats itself over and over again. I can't reach her. I can't catch up. Just when I thought I'd finally caught up with her. Just when I thought I finally had I had finally stood shoulder to shoulder with her. She slips away again. She flies past me. I reach out, but I can't touch her. My lungs hurt. I can't catch my breath. I shout out, but my voice is drowned out by the thunderous applause. I crash into a large, well-built man and fall over onto my backside. He asks if I'm okay and offers me a hand, but I push him aside and look up. There's a large monitor attached to the venue ceiling. The reporter who interviewed me earlier is on screen. She's filming at the Exoskeleton Company booth. On screen, I see Misa swoop down, almost like an angel. Or at least that's how I imagine her. I can't hear her voice, but I can tell that the reporter is excited. The audience mistakes her fantastical appearance as part of the demonstration, greeting Misane with thunderous applause. However, Misa looks at nobody. Oh god, is this thing about to go on a rampage? She leaps into the spider-like hug. Misa slips into what appears to be the control module of the robot. Even through the screen, I can tell that Sumeragi has been activated. Its giant black body begins to stir. The spider jolts awake. Each of its 6 sharp legs begin to wriggle on their own. I can hear massive cheers even from where I'm standing. Exoskeleton Company Hug Test Pilot. That's Misa's official title, her real occupation. She only started doing PR work after she gained attention as a test pilot. So having her pilot a concept model like this at a venue like the Expo is a dream situation. People are hyped. Sumeragi's noises can't be heard over the cheering of the crowd. However, as far as I can tell through the giant monitor, it's both fast and smooth in how it moves. In my head, I always pictured six-legged robots as being unwieldy and slow. I guess I was being silly. It skitters along the floor just like a spider would. Sumeragi smoothly makes its way across the booth, and soon raises one of its legs up high. Oh god, no. After extending upward, it easily reaches a length of about 7 meters. Then immediately afterward, the leg forcefully whips downward. It tears right through the booth's partition. This thing is crazy strong. Those partitions are made of really hard resin. Yet it tore through it like paper. If I were the crowd, I'd start running. This is where you leave. The entire venue stirs, then falls into total silence. But only for a moment. Are they gonna start cheering? Screams immediately fall. Okay, good. And panic ensues. I don't know about panic, but running away. A wave of people try to distance themselves from Sumeragi. People fall over each other, causing more screams and angry shouts. Cameraman shooting the footage must have been knocked down. The screen only shows the legs of people fleeing. I'm sorry, it has missiles? Who gave this thing missiles? From amidst the throngs of screaming people, things that resemble missiles fly into the air. They spew smoke as they fly at terrifying speed like snarling fangs. They collide with the torso of the Conda company's giant robot, Achillesimo. I hate that name so much. Scarlet-covered fumes rise from it. The shockwave blasts through the inside of the expo arena. Both walls and people are blown over. Pamphlets rain down from the sky like snow or ash. Did Misa shoot that? Did those missiles come from Sumeragi? That means it's loaded with live ammo. Whose idea was that? But why? The expo arena, not a battlefield, thank you. Why would it be loaded with live rounds? Is this the intent from the very beginning? Is this another incident like what happened to Mizuka-san and her hug? Or did Misa plan this? I don't know, and I refuse to accept either option as a possibility. Regardless, nobody can stop Sumeragi now that it's moving. All of the people in the venue are scrambling to be the first to escape outside. If this ends up like we have Model 2 battle, that would be absurd, and I wouldn't hate it. The robots on display have been left behind, abandoned. The only robot moving in the building is that black giant spider. It crawls along on its 6 legs, knocking down both walls and tables one after another. The defenseless robots have their legs swept from under them before getting smashed by the spider's sharp legs. A missile pod emerges from its torso and unleashes a barrage of guided missiles with a thunderous roar. This is a massacre. It's a one-sided massacre. The best robots from around the world are being murdered. It's like a banquet of madness. Unable to fight back, these adorable, amazing, and cool robots are being reduced to scrap. I stand frozen in place as I hold my head. Another one bites the dust. This time it's the Runo Company's giant robot. It gets caught in the evil clutches of the giant spider and is subsequently murdered. Is this really happening? Is this really gonna happen? What's going on? Misa would never do this. I know she wouldn't. But for now, I have to stop this spider. If I don't, the other robots won't make it out alive. I run to the Tanegashima Robot Club booth. Most of the people are flooding toward the exits to escape, so our booth is totally deserted. It's then that a missile soars overhead. It collides with the expo arena's wall and explodes. The entire building shakes violently. I can't help but stagger and crouch down on the spot. The roof collapses, causing dust and rubble to splash into the air. I shout out and wipe my tears, then run toward Gun Build 2. Despite the chaos, our robot is still crouched down. It's not damaged, nothing's broken. I look around for any sign of Kai, but it looks like we got separated in all the chaos. Yeah, he's currently holding Soda at gunpoint. I take out my phone droid. This is really happening. I also have the kill ballad system installed. I turn on the power and awkwardly input a command and watch as Gunbuild 2 stands up. I have no idea how long the battery is going to last. It's impossible to operate it and transmit power at the same time. Without constant power from the laser beam, it'll stop moving after about 3 minutes. But even still, there's not a moment to lose right now.
他のロボットたちを助けなきゃ。お姉ちゃんを止めるの。お願い、ガンツクツ。うちに力を貸して。
It has no way of fighting. Its performance is nothing compared to the spider's abilities. But I'm the only one here who can do this. I feel eyes on my back. I can also hear the sound of a low-frequency engine. It sends a chill down my spine. I turn around. My vision is blocked by the booth wall, but I can feel the spider wriggling around behind it. I glance at my phone droid's monitor in order to see Gunbuild 2's point of field of view. There it is. The Sumeragi, with Misa on board, is approaching the booth wall. I brace myself. The spider's talon-like leg comes tearing through the booth wall. Its form is revealed through the opening in the wall. I'm scared. Is she chasing after me? Is Misa trying to kill me? Why would she do this? My legs tremble and I nearly sink to the floor. I'm so scared that I'm in tears. No, you can't back down now. Fight. You have to protect the other robots. You have to fight and stop that spider no matter what. I pull back and begin to input a command into my phone droid. Advance. Advance. Advance, advance! Gunbuild 2 approaches the spider. It has the advantage in height, but the spider is fairly short, so I doubt a punch from Gekisai Daiichi will connect. But I have no other means of attack. I don't care if it's just for show, as long as it stops Misa, as long as it stops that spider. But unfortunately, inputting the command is difficult. Nervousness and panic make my fingers shake. Can't get it right. It's like my fingers aren't my own. Sweat from my brow drips into my eyes. I can't help but close them in pain. Before I know it, I'm trembling. It's then that the spider makes its move. Oh. Slowly raises its body. Supported by 4 of its legs, it lifts the other 2 up like a praying mantis. To make matters worse, the legs have what appears to be sharp blades installed inside of them. Again, great idea. They have a faint gold glow to them. Gunbuild 2 stands still within the range of those terrifying blades. I feel a dull pain run deep inside my chest. Feels like an icy hand is gripping my heart. It squeezes tightly. She's definitely having an attack. This is the sign of an attack. But I don't have time to be worried about that right now. And her attacks aren't quite as helpful as Kai's can be. I think hers are the opposite. I have to do it. I have to get the command right. If I don't, Model 2 can't move. I know all of that, and yet the inside of my head is all white. All I can do is hold the phone droid like a fool. It's filled with the hopes and feelings of everyone who worked on it, including Misa. My single-minded dream to catch up to my sister, even if it meant throwing Tanegashima away. That's why... No. The spider's blades glimmer. They cut through Gunbuild 2's torso from both sides like scissors. Gunbuild 2's upper body shakes and leans forward. It makes a terrible sound, like iron twisting. Its body then falls over onto the spider. The impact crushes the spider onto the ground before stopping. Misa... I rush over to the spider. He did it at the cost of his own life. Sorry, her own life. I slip between its legs and crawl onto the torso. Somewhere. There must be a switch or something to open the pilot hatch somewhere. It's not long before I find what I'm looking for. I'm surprised she didn't have an attack. She, held it off. I press the button and the hatch slides open, accompanied by the sound of compressed air leaking out. Inside is the unique standing cockpit. But unfortunately, even though I know I saw her climb inside, Misa is nowhere to be found. She had disappeared without a trace, as if she was never here to begin with.
Aki-chan!
Without anybody inside of it, the venue looks like a battlefield. The rampaging spider hug stopped a few minutes ago. And with the sounds of destruction and chaos having faded from the expo arena, silence sets in. The giant robots that once stood proud in the building have been toppled over or destroyed. The colorful signs and booths from the exhibitors are all covered in dust or grime. Large pieces of rubble and wreckage from the busted ceiling litter the showroom floor. Oh, there it is. Yeah, she's in attack mode. That sounds cooler than it actually is. It sucks. Sitting in front of the wreckage of Model 2 and the crushed spider hug is Akiho. She looks like she's in pain.
Aki-chan, 大丈夫? 怪我?
Her face is pale. She's clutching her chest and biting her lip.
まさか発作起こした?
Akio nods slightly. Part of me wants to scold her for running too much, but now's not the time for that. Also, she literally had no choice, so don't do that. I want to be here for her, but evacuating takes priority. Who knows when more of the ceiling could collapse.
さあ、捕まって。
I turn my back to Akio and crouch down.
おぶってあげるから。
Akio obediently but weakly clings to my back. What happened with Sawada? Yeah, he was holding him at gunpoint. I make sure I have a firm hold of her before standing up. Now then, where's the exit?
はい、お姉ちゃんがいないの。消えちゃった。
消えた?
I glance over at the spider hug. The cockpit hatch is open. Misane is nowhere to be found. I'd love to go looking for her right about now, but I wipe the idea from my mind and begin walking through the rubble.
それにお姉ちゃんがガンツク2をあんなひどい。
I saw everything. The spider hug rampaged its way through the venue, sparing nothing in its path. Akio booted up Model 2 in an attempt to stop it, but she was easily beaten. Misane destroyed the robot clubs, Akiho's robot. She showed no hesitation. She had no mercy. I never would have thought Misane to be capable of something like this. I do think it's kind of cool that, like, it collapsed on top of the spider, which is what stopped it. So it did. Model 2 gave its life to stop that spider. It still sucks that it died, though, or was destroyed. She'd say it died. It died. Misane loved robots more than me, more than even Akiho. But I don't have the time to think about that right now. I'm finally able to exit the expo arena with Akio on my back. Outside, the throngs of people who evacuated have worried looks on their faces. I feel like they've said the word throngs more in the past 30 minutes than I have heard in my entire life. It's a pretty huge crowd. I can hear the sirens of ambulances and fire engines in the distance. Looks like there are some folks with injuries. All over the place I can see people sitting and bleeding. There are also folks lying down. But more importantly, something is weird. What exactly? Well, everyone is looking up at the sky, as if we were all struck with the same idea. Oh god, is it the sun? Don't tell me a solar disturbance is coming. But that's not something you can see with the naked eye. I put Akio down and look upwards at the sky, imitating everyone else. What I find is something beyond my wildest imagination. I'm sorry? What? What? It's a building I've never seen before. Actually, I hesitate to even call it that. It's some kind of enormous pillar? Maybe a tower? The thing suddenly appeared over the ocean in Odaiba. It's gotta be at least a few hundred meters in diameter. I've never seen something this huge before. It stretches far up into the sky. So far I can't see the top. Heck, it might even reach space. Is this the elevator to space? The space elevator that was in that was sort of hinted at in the Kimijima reports. They said it was more reasonable to hide people underground, but maybe they went with the space elevator. I don't know. It's almost like thank you, space elevator. The thought of it falling down comes to mind, which is enough to send a chill down my spine. I recognize the strange design at the base of the pillar.
頑張れるの
Yeah,
最終話で見たな
I think it was the obelisk. The bits and pieces that got leaked to the net. Among the scenes, I remember there being a similar gigantic pillar.
グランドオベリスク
Yeah.
グランドオベリスクだよ
Akia was looking up in awe at the pillar piercing the heavens.
頑張れるの最終はそのままだ
こんなの昨日までなかったよね
Akia weakly shakes her head. Yeah, I think we would have noticed if it was there yesterday.
あるわけないよ
I think somebody would have
だって
noticed.
アニメの中に出てくる軌道エレベーターの文字現代の技術力じゃとてもじゃないけど作れない
じゃああれは一体どうやって
How was it built? Or are you saying it fell from the sky? Did aliens or something drop it onto Tokyo Bay? I checked the news 30 minutes ago, but there was nothing about any pillars. How could so many nonsensical things have happened since seeing Misane? I'm losing my mind.
なあアキちゃん頑張れるの最終話ってどんな話だっけ
I believe all the robots jump into a pit of fire. Everything dies except the two main characters, and the end. Something like that. I'm sure it's hard for her to talk after getting an attack, but I can't help but ask.
軌道エレベーターのグランドオベリスクが太陽を砲撃して
That too. She explains, and her face begins to go pale as she realizes the correlation between what she's saying and reality.
地球は太陽爆発による太陽フレアで焼き尽くされて敵もろとも壊滅を
プロジェクトアテム
The crowd begins to make noise. The grand obelisk starts shining ominously. On the surface, countless hieroglyphs pulsate, appearing and disappearing. The giant pillar almost feels like a living thing of some kind. A cold chill runs down my spine.
まさか本当に撃つつもりじゃ
I'm gonna say it. This is getting weird. A strange sound begins to ring out around us. It's similar to the sound of the ground shaking. But the ground is completely still. The waves aren't choppy either. It's not an earthquake. Then is the grand obelisk making the air itself shake? The pillar begins to shine even more strongly. Right away, I grab a hold of Akio and shield her. The warnings in the Kimijima reports. The leaked final episode of Gun Barrel. Is it all coming true? Is this what Project Adam is? As tens of thousands of people look on, the pillar stretching out into space. Bursts within a flash so bright it can't be looked at directly. And the sky explodes into a rainbow of colors.
ここで予定を変更して緊急ニュースをお伝えします。先ほど午後2時50分頃、関東地方に史上最大規模の太陽嵐が到達した模様です。現在、関東地方全域であらゆる電子機器が使用不可能な状態となっているとみられます。太陽嵐には人体に深刻な影響をもたらす X 線も含まれている可能性があります。外を歩いている方はなるべく安全な場所に避難してください。こちらの映像は今からおよそ10時間前に NASA の太陽観測衛星ソーラーダイナミクスオブザーバトリーより撮影された太陽の様子です。
Oh dear.
巨大な太陽フレアが無数に発生しているのがわかります。今回の太陽嵐は2015年9月や昨年11月に到達したものよりも大規模なものだと予想されます。日本だけではなく世界各地でも被害が出ているとみられます。そちらについても情報が入り次第お伝えします。 今新たなニュースが入ってきました。消防庁の情報によりますと、東京都港区お台場地区一帯が崩壊し、水没の危機にあるとのことです。太陽嵐との因果関係については現在のところ不明です。こちらはお台場に設置されたライブカメラの現在の映像です。首都高速湾岸線が完全に水没している様子が見られます。また奥に見える建物は東京万博が開催されている万博アリーナですが、屋根が崩壊しているのが分かります。お台場では東京万博が開催されており、今日も多くの来場者で賑わっていました。繰り返しお伝えします。今日午後2時50分頃、関東地方に史上最大規模の太陽嵐が到達した模様です。
Alright, I heard you the first time.
バイバン、作戦開始時刻です。
What is this
最
shit?
終判断は
What?
GO。
了解。
What are
ハ
you?
ッチ開きます。
ワイバーンより各員、これより作戦を開始する。
東京、ニューヨーク、
Oh
ロンド
boy!
ン、トロント、上海といった主要都市はいずれも大規模な停電が発生している模様です。
Oh jeez.
また市民による暴動が起きている地域はロサンゼルス、リオデジャネイロ、カイロ、ヨハネスブルグ、アムステルダム、ベルファストなどで、
未確認情報ですが、ニューヨーク、東京、北京、ロンドン、パリ、ベルリンなど多くの都市でサービスロボットの暴走事故が多発しているとの情報が。
いわゆる君島レポー
So
ト
the
と呼ば
world
れ
is
る
falling
過去
apart,
の事件によ
basically.
れば、今のこの状況では世界のどこでテロが起きても不思議ではないんですよ。各国の警察や軍は警戒を強める必要があります。
これだけ世界で同時多発的に混乱が起きるなんて、あの15年クラッシュでもなかったことですよね。最悪の場合、21世紀の世界大恐慌が発生する可能性もあり得るでしょう。
そもそもこれまで何度も太陽嵐は来ていたというのに、その教訓を全く活かせてないじゃないか。この国のお役人は一体何をやっていたんだ。
今回の太陽嵐到達による死者、行方不明者は現在のところ不明です。
Jesus
NASA
Christ.
は太陽の異常活動において日本時間25日未明から本日にかけて計4度の声明を発表しています。太陽では現在 X クラスの猛烈な大規模フレアが最低でも439回以上発生しており、秒速 2000km 近い高速で強大な太陽嵐が順次地球に到達しているとのことです。昨日未明に観測された時点でアメリカ政府は速やかに各国政府へと情報は伝えたということですが、日本ではなぜその情報が事前に国民に周知されなかったのかについて、山西官房長官は誠に遺憾であり原因を究明すると述べました。次に、
はい、新宿駅からお伝えします。現在公共交通機関は全線が運休しており、駅の前は電車に乗れない人たちで溢れ返っています。駅員の方の話によりますと、ほとんどの電子機器は正常に作動しているのですが、一部で異常が発生したため、念のために全ての電子システムを点検中とのことです。復旧のめどは今のところ立っておりません。あと2時間ほどもしますと、仕事を終えて自宅に向かう会社員の方々が駅に殺到するとみられ、さらなる混乱が予想されます。
こちら汐留のライブカメラの映像をご覧ください。お台場方面から黒煙が上がっているのがお分かりいただけますでしょうか。お台場には富士山テレビの社屋があるのですが、現在一切連絡がつかない状態です。またネット上の一部情報では、東京万博お台場会場で大きな爆発が起きたとの情報も流れており、テロが起きている可能性もあることから、お台場へ通じるレインボーブリッジは安全確保のため封鎖されています。首都高速湾岸線は全線通行止め、ゆりかもめ、臨海線、アクアライナーも全線運休となっています。ただいま情報が入ってきました。アメリカ政府は先ほど、クレイン副大統領が交通事故に巻き込まれ重傷を負ったと発表しました。
Uh-oh.
詳しい安否については不明です。 テロの可能性もあり調査中とのことです。
こちら東京世田谷区の多摩川河川敷です。見てください。空からたくさんの鳥たちが垂直に墜落してきます。川に落ちてものすごい水しぶきを上げています。
That sounds familiar.
危ない。これ離れないとまずいって。
松戸さん、聞こえますか？松戸さん。
Oh god, what happened to Matsudo-san? Oh no! This sucks. The world is exploding right now. I swallow my breath as I watch the chaos unfold around the world on TV. Then there's a knock at my door. It's not mealtime, nor is it time for them to check my temperature. Whoever it is, they're not a nurse. Then who? I woke up here a little under a month ago. During all that time, aside from the doctor in charge of me and the nurses, only Kaito Yashio-san came to visit. I timidly reply. Maybe my missing mom heard about me and is here to visit, especially after seeing all the chaos. I stare straight at the door, waiting for it to open. But no matter how long I wait, the door doesn't open. That's strange. I know I felt the presence of someone on the other side of the door when I heard that knock. Suddenly scared, I hide under the covers. I put the blanket over me and close my eyes. If someone comes in, I'll just pretend to be asleep. I don't want to see anyone. I'll be here alone, forever. I don't expect anything from anyone. A terrible chill runs down my spine. My eyes are closed, but I can tell. Right next to my bed, there's someone standing there. They're not saying anything, but I can just barely hear them breathing. When did they come inside? That sounded like... what's-his-face? Sawada. I didn't hear the sound of the door opening. It's only been a few seconds since I laid down in bed and closed my eyes. During that time, this person managed to open the sliding door, enter the room, and walk to the side of my bed. I want to open my eyes, but I also don't want to. I'm terrified. My body starts to quiver in fear. I clutch the sheets tightly. Stop laughing, please. Who? Who is it? Why won't they talk? Why are they just standing there? I can't keep my eyes closed any longer. I have to see you standing there. I have to. If not... Is he her dad? Is Sawada her dad? We know that his dad is Tavistock, which is why Kaito and Frau assumed he was Tavistock too. Is he her dad? He like disappeared after she got sick. I would kind of explain why he's here, but kind of not really at all. If not, my heart will keep beating faster and faster until it explodes. I know what I have to do. Slowly and cautiously, I ever so slightly open my eyes. Oh, come on! You can't do that to me! Even though you've been doing that sort of thing to me this entire game, still! See what Frau has to say. Surprised Twitter is even still working. Or sorry, Tweepo. Breaking down our... A little bit of trouble. They're exploding into a rainbow of colors. The sky is back to normal, pale blue color. Back to its normal, pale blue color. The radiance that seemed like it could engulf the entire world has vanished from the giant grand obelisk. Yeah, but it's just there now. It's right there. It all happened so quickly that it felt a bit anticlimactic. Really? After the largest solar disturbance in history hit, I was fully set for Project Adam to begin in earnest after all. Yeah. But I can't let my guard down just yet. We got hit just like the Kimijima report said we would. I checked Tweepo in the news, and it looks like the world is in chaos right now. The scale is clearly of a different magnitude from the one that hit Tokyo in November last year. If the Committee of 300 starts their terrorist plot now, there's nothing stopping them. Kimijima warning was right. He knew this would happen and gave us the time to prepare. But at the end of the day, there was almost no point in spreading the reports worldwide. Goddamn sucks. And it's true that I underestimated how bad this would get. I made the baseless assumption that the disturbance probably wouldn't arrive during the expo. despite Kokimijima constantly warning me otherwise. I treated the warning he gave his life for too lightly. For I was right. I should have hidden on Tanegashima and prepared for all of this. Terrorism and assassins included. I see Misane's smiling face in the back of my mind. It was the same kind smile that we saw whenever she was on TV. I don't see a smile. And yet, after finally seeing her after 7 years, that smile sends a chill down my spine. Was she smiling like that while preparing to commit an act of terrorism? Misane, what happened to you? I grit my teeth and look around. The people who evacuated the chaos of the expo venue are still unsettled, worried that something else will happen. The park is filled with people, not just expo visitors, but also people visiting in general. Tens of thousands of people. Among them, some are injured. There are people sitting down, bleeding. It's been nearly an hour since the expo arena fell into chaos, but there's no sign of the police or ambulances. Before the solar disturbance hit, I know for a fact that I heard sirens approaching. I know I did. Where did they go? And then there are power outages. Lights are out all over Odaiba. Tokyo's suffering from yet another massive blackout. It's fine since it's still the middle of the day, but when things get dark, crap. Really?
119番もダメだ。これじゃ救急車呼べねえよ。
I can hear people chatting amongst themselves. Yeah, my phone is just perfectly fine, I just realized. What if I wanna call the police? Yeah, I can check Tweepo. I can't open Eero, okay. So, I can't open the map. Well, that makes sense, I can't open that. Interesting. So these two are like deactivated. I don't know if that's because of the solar disturbance or if that's just because of like where I am in the plot. If they're plot locked. It's been like this for nearly an hour. That's right, the phones don't work. General phone lines and internet phone lines are both overloaded. That's a pretty abnormal situation. That's why I haven't been able to get in touch with Michi or Mr. Candy. Everything about this situation is irritating. I can't do jack right now, which means all I can do is think about how bad things are. I click my tongue and crouch down on the spot. I sit down on the cold ground off to the edge of the road. Rude. Right in front of me, Akio sits clutching her knees with a vacant expression on her face. She's totally shut down. I've been trying to talk to her, but she doesn't respond. I tried to stand her up, but she just weakly shook her head like she was saying no. I can't blame her. Misane did something awful to her. Her dream to enter the expo and show off her club's robot was crushed in less than a week by her own beloved sister. Akio's not the only one she trampled over. Misane stepped all over me and Mizuka-san too. I won't let her get away with this. I don't want to believe that she's capable of this. Both of these feelings swirl within me. I'm getting so worked up that I can't help but clutch myself. God damn it, I'm trembling and everything. How pathetic. The Expo Arena terrorism. When it all went down, all I could do was watch in stunned silence, paralyzed. In retrospect, it terrifies me how helpless I was in the midst of all that destruction. One wrong step and I could have died on the spot. The despair I felt in that moment lingers with me even now. The intense shockwaves hitting my body. The screams of fleeing people only further amplifying the fear. The physically revolting appearance of that six-legged giant spider wriggling after Akio. I'm surprised I survived. And it's even more of a miracle that Akio made it out unharmed. She recklessly tried to use Model 2 to stop Misane. If it wasn't her sister, she probably would have been killed. The former Madam President is too goddamn reckless. If Akio had died, just imagining it makes my chest hurt, more than imagining my own death. I can't even imagine my life without Akio around. She's always been with me. I bet it's similar to the feeling of having a twin. It's not a matter of whether I like or dislike her, she's just there. She's a constant. Losing Akio is the one thing I don't want to imagine. I grind my teeth. I shouldn't think about that right now. My mental state isn't doing so great. Oh, good. He found us. I'm startled back to reality. If he says one goddamn thing about impact, I'm throwing this controller through the TV and at his head. I will somehow transcend fiction to hit this guy with my controller. I raise my head toward the voice only to find Mr. Candy stomping over to us and waving his hand. His voice and physique are large, so he stands out even amidst the sea of people.
社長二人とも無事だったか心配したぞ
Just seeing a face I know puts me at ease. I can feel the string of tension within me loosen a little.
社長も無事でよかったです。
もういいんじゃん。
Oh good, he brought the bird. He brought the he brought the sexual harassment bird. Yay. Wait, he actually brought his bird to Tokyo?
わしはなちょうどタクシーでお台場に到着した時に異変が起きてなそれから君らを探しながらうろうろしとったんじゃ光彦はおらんのか
行方不明ですよ連絡取れませんか
わしも何度も電話してみたが全く通じん
Just what I'd expect from our guardian.
それよりネットは見たか
I hope he's okay. That would be a extra bummer. Like, he's not reliable. He's kind of a doof. I don't want to lose Michi. More.
お台場が崩壊したとかなんとかっちゅうニュースで賑わってるのまったく何をわけのわからんことを言っとるのかっちゅう気がするが
Gobbledygook. Trying to say gobbledygook? Gobbledygook.
デマでしょ電子機器が使えなくて情報が錯綜してるんだと思いますそれにしてもマスコミまでそのデマを鵜呑みにして報道しちゃってるのはどうかと思いますけど
電子機器が使えなくてかしかしのカイト君不思議とは思わんかわしらは今普通にポケコンを使えとるんだぞ
Mr. Candy's comment hits me like a ton of bricks. He's exactly right. Hell, I saw the news about Odaiba collapsing on my own phone droid. I can see Tweepo like normal. Yeah, okay, so that is intentional. I can post and everything. It's just the phone lines that aren't connecting. Is that because of the power outages?
なんで去年太陽嵐が東京を襲った時にはポケコンだって使い物にならなくなったって聞いたけど
どうもわしは気味が悪くてな狐につままれたような気分じゃそれとなさっきイルオのストリートビューイング機能でこの辺りを見てみたんだがのどうもおかしい
Now his arrow isn't working.
おかしいって
まあ見てみ
Or it is and it just wouldn't let me for the sake of plot. I immediately boot up Arrow on my phone droid. Yes, okay.
うわなんだこれ
Within the world of Iro, Odaiba is a literal war zone. Roads are submerged and everything. The Expo Arena, Fujisan TV, and other buildings have been destroyed. Bridges have collapsed and wreckage is all over.
これ万博アリーナ以外は全部捏造じゃないか
This isn't reality. The Odaiba that exists on the internet right now is nothing more than a lie. What?
笑えないな
ずいぶん手が込んどるじゃろうこんな真似をするのはどこの誰じゃろうの
Anyone can post images to Iro after registering. There have been fake images like this uploaded before. When that happens, other users will report it, and the administrators will erase it. Is this another example of that? Maybe administration isn't functioning due to all the chaos, so the fake images have been left up or something.
医療にアップされた崩壊画像がデマの発信元かもねマスコミがこれを本物だと信じてヒステリックに報道しちゃってるせいでデマがますます拡散してる気がする
Did nobody doubt what they were seeing?
まさかこれもプロパガンダ
The thought appears in the back of my mind. It's possible that the Tavistock Institute is manufacturing and spreading propaganda worldwide. In that case, has Project Adam already begun?
他の場所はどんな状況でした？
東京にはロボットが多いの。これまで10日ほど滞在しとってあまりそのことを意識せんかったが、今日は特に強く感じた。この街はロボットだらけじゃ。
He's right, there are a lot of robots. I thought as much when I came here last year. There are life-size service robots all over. They're what caused the robot insurrection last November. Even the recently opened Aqualiner has a service robot sitting in its driver's seat. That's terrifying. Despite the Yuri Kamome automatic traffic system being in service for over 15 years without drivers or robots, the Aqualiner went in the opposite direction. The Metro Expressway Bayside route has robots standing at the toll booths, and guidance robots populate Odaiba. This was all done with the express purpose of promoting the expo. It said as much in the expo pamphlet. To appeal to the public that it was the Robot Expo, Tokyo spent tax money to promote their spread of service robots. Actually, that reminds me. I haven't seen a single robot since everything went down 30 minutes ago. After last November, all of them should be equipped with solar disturbance countermeasures. Did they stop working because of the power outage? Or wait, don't tell me.
またロボットたちが暴走。
いや、人を襲うようなところは見とらん。
That's good.
台場駅が封鎖されとってな。そこで封鎖の案内をしとったのがロボットだった。立体駐車場も出入り口でロボットが封鎖しとったから誰も車を出せなくなっとったよ。レインボーブリッジの入り口も同じじゃ。危険だから通行禁止とロボットが説明しとったの。まるでロボットたちの手でわしらはここに閉じ込められとるような気がしてな。少しゾッとしたもんじゃ。単なる考えすぎじゃろうがの。
母音だぜ母音。
Oh my god. Why is he laughing? This is literally no laughing matter. How long can those robots function with the power out? I'm pretty sure they need to be charged at regular intervals. Also, why did he bring that goddamn bird?
グランドオベリスクだそうですよ。
あら、本物なのか。
幻とか蜃気楼のようには見えないです。
あの根元まで行ってみるのも手かもしれん。近くで見てみたい。
結構距離ありそうですけどね。
Also, it's spread out of the middle of Tokyo Bay. You'd have to swim to get close.
社長、しばらくここでアキちゃんのこと見ててもらっていいですか？
ん？おお、構わんが。カイト君はどうするんじゃ？
ちょっと周囲を見てきます。
そうか。気をつけてな。危ないことはするんじゃないぞ。
I nod, then turn to Akio.
アキちゃん、すぐ戻るから社長とここで待っててね。
Akio weakly raises her head. She looks up at me with begging eyes and grabs my hand.
カイ、ここにいて。
ほんとすぐ戻るから大丈夫だって。
I don't like this. I gently let go of her trembling hand and stand up. I leave Akio behind and make my way to the expo arena. The scars of destruction are fresh. You can tell how much of a tragedy has befallen this place even from outside. I've been wondering for a while now what Akio said after the spider hug destroyed Model 2.
お姉ちゃんがいないの。消えちゃった。
I have no clue where Misane ran off to, but I have to look for her. I need to find her and press her for the truth. It's possible that the roof could collapse further, but I don't have the luxury of being scared. Misane might still be hiding inside. I need to go. She might be long gone by now, but this is the only place within reach that I can search. Even in the corridor, parts of the wall are broken, chunks of rubble strewn about. The venue is completely deserted, as if the hustle and bustle from a few hours ago was just a lie. I hear something and hide behind a pillar. Someone's here. I quietly peek out. Oh, Jesus. Toshiyuki Sawada. He sits with his back to the wall. He's not moving. Someone shot his leg. We parted ways when Misane's spider hug started its rampage. Has he been here the whole time? There are devices I've never seen scattered about at his feet. What are those things? I grit my teeth. I need to know who he really is. The section chief of Exoskeleton Company's hug testing department. Misane's superior, a man with connections to the Tavistock Institute. But earlier today, he pointed his gun at Misane. Was he trying to stop her before she committed her act of terrorism? Or was it just infighting? I swallow my breath, then check to feel the hard object under my clothes. I still have the gun I took from him earlier. Oh. He kept that, huh? Oh boy. As I sit on the ground clutching my knees, my butt gets cold. The inside of the expo arena had AC, but due to all the body heat coming off of the guests, it wasn't that cool. I've only just realized for the first time since coming here. Tokyo is a cold, cold place. I haven't been able to stop trembling for a while. But is that really because I'm actually cold? Or is it because of what happened? It doesn't really matter. I try to brush off my doubt by holding onto my body. I should have brought a pocket heater or something. All our time spent in the hotel and the expo arena, so I'm not even wearing a proper jacket. All our time was spent in the hotel and jacket. My outfit's fine for Tanegashima, but it's way too light for Tokyo in February. I can tell by looking at the people around me. Unlike me, they're pretty bundled up. None of the girls have their legs exposed. The only warm thing I have on me is the little darkened fink in my hand. Misa made it for me 10 years ago. It's one of my friends. Holding it makes me feel a little at ease, but the peace of mind is temporary at best. Suddenly, I remember the warmth of my sister's hand when she would hold mine. After the MF and enemy incident, when I woke up from her 3-day-long coma, Misa was there with me. What the hell happened to her? When she realized I had woken up, tears started falling from her eyes and onto my cheeks. I can still remember how hot those tears were.
"実はあんまりよく覚えてない." そうなのね。そうなるわよね。意識なかったんだから。でも秋のいない3日間は私にとっては寂しくて世界から色がなくなってしまったんじゃないかって思えたくらいだったのよ。
Mom later informed me that Misa sat by my side the entire time, holding my hand tightly and talking to me. Kai was also unconscious the whole time, which means she left him alone. I kind of felt bad about that. Granted, he wasn't all alone. His mom and dad were there with him.
秋が目を覚まさなかったなら、私は一生でもここであなたの手を握り続けていたわ。ありがとう。目覚めてくれてありがとう、秋。私はあなたのことが大好きよ。
Hearing those words from Misane made me happy. I keep saying Misane. Misa made me happier than I could put into words. That's Kai's thing. I can't remember a time when I was more happy to have her as my older sister.
うちもお姉ちゃんのこと大好き。
But in retrospect, I think that was the turning point. After that incident, Misa began to grow distant. While at home, she was always on edge. She had an aura that made it hard to talk to her.
秋は何をやっても平凡止まりなのよ。
And then she started saying really bitchy things to me for some... Those were the words Misa left with me before she left the island. Just awful, awful thing to say.
大きくなったわね。
Her smile was the same, or at least it should have been.
秋
Her gentle demeanor hadn't changed at all, or at least it shouldn't have.
ロケットの打ち上げはまだ
I thought it'd be like we were never apart, that we'd chat for hours and hours. I finally caught up to Misa. I finally fulfilled my dream. I expected her to praise me for all my hard work. I'm not amazing like my sister, but as an ordinary person, I thought I could hold my head up high and proudly proclaim that I gave it my all. I thought I'd be able to say at least that much. But right before my very eyes, Misa, it's a gun build too.
わかんない。もうわかんないよ。
It was always me trying to get in touch with her. She never answered me, never replied, never came back to the island to visit. Apparently she stayed in touch with Mizuka-san, but me? She was avoiding me. I must have been nothing but a bother to her. I relied too much on her, and now she's done with me. This must all be my fault for getting too excited about our reunion. Who wants a dumb, overly excited little sister like me, right? I'm just in the way. Hate this. I hate this. And on top of that, I did it right before her important demonstration in front of a huge audience. It only makes sense that she'd abandoned me for not being able to read the room. It's natural. Nothing natural about this. My vision goes blurry. I wipe away the tears welling up with my hands. I'm tired of everything. No matter how much I spin my wheels and single-mindedly charge forward, I understand now that it's all for nothing. I'm done. Done with oh god! Done with making calls that'll never be answered. Done with sending messages that'll never get replies. Done with admiring my cool and kind big sister that everyone called a prodigy. Done with it all. Every time. I was so nervous when I tried to call Misa. I'd struggle with it for minutes, hours, before finally getting the courage to hit the button. I'd call even though deep inside, I was hoping she wouldn't answer. And yet when she really didn't answer, I'd feel like crying anyway. All alone, I repeated this process for 7 years after she left the island.
バカみたい。本当にバカみたいだよ。
ダメだね。She was just avoiding me this whole time. Misa never saw me as anything but a pain in her butt. All the tears I've been holding back threatened to come bursting out. I raise my head and try to hold them back. I look around. Mr. Candy is standing nearby, furiously operating his phone droid with his big hands. Kai. Hey, where are you? No matter how much I search, I can't find him. My childhood friend. The boy that I love so much. He released his hands from mine earlier, but where did he go? I wonder what Kai thinks of me. When the robot club was disbanded, he made that promise to me. Is it okay for me to believe him? Oh my god! Oh. My heart, dude. Slowly back. Alright. The gun I point at Sawada is trembling pathetically. I'm normally completely calm and composed when I play Kill Ballad Online. Yeah, this isn't Kill Ballad Online. This is a gun. This is a completely different story. I can feel the gun in my hands, its weight. It looks just like a toy, but it's quite heavy. Shit, if I give him an opening, I'm asking for it. Just thinking that is enough to make me feel anxious. Oh, he's alive. Okay. Part of me thought he was, like, dead. Sawada stays against the wall, making no attempt to move. Even with a gun pointed at him, he shows no intent to flee. He also has, like, a step leg, so I don't think he could flee even if he wanted to. His left leg is covered in blood. Blood is soaked into his suit, darkening it.
セノミヤが派手にやらかしてくれたおかげでな。だからそんなもの構えなくていい。元から君に危害を加えるつもりもない。
I slowly lower the gun. As I go to put it back into my pocket.
安全装置をしておけ。暴発しても知らないぞ。
He's not wrong. The safety? I look at the gun and find something that resembles a switch, but I'm unsure. I shoot Sawada a look. He gently nods, so I flip the switch to on and stuff the gun back into my pocket.
救急車は来ないから怪我の治療はできないよ。悪いけど。
気にしなくていい。一応応急処置は自分でした。と言っても血を止めただけだが。
Despite being injured, Sawada is oddly calm. Man, this guy has no weaknesses. That's kind of irritating, but whatever. I glance at the devices on the floor nearby. Okay, so maybe it wasn't Sawada in Yuki's room. Maybe it wasn't Sawada, and maybe he isn't her dad, and maybe the person in her room was whoever actually is her dad. That's my guess. Like, I don't know. Who else would be laughing sinisterly in her room? Hard drives? As far as I can tell, they're metal boxes. Each one is about the same size as a thick dictionary. The letters NIV are written on the surfaces. N4? They're separated, so I'm assuming it's N4, like IV Roman numerals. There are 4 of them strewn about, 3 of which have been dismantled with the circuit boards and cords removed.
これは沈黙の兵器。魔法の正体というところだ。
どういう意味？
君は種子島に住んでるんだろう。そして君島レポートを集め世界中に拡散した。
Wasn't me.
それなら
No idea what you're talking about. I can't help but swallow my breath.
なんで俺が拡散したって知ってるわけ？ネット上でもまだ特定されてないはずなのに。
君についてはロボワンで初めて見た時からずっと監視をつけていた。
何のために？
被験者の追加調査といったところだ。
As usual, I can't follow what he's saying. But despite my own confusion, I can't let a certain set of words slip by unnoticed. Weapon of silence.
被験者だって。
Oh, no. Sorry about the weapon of silence.
あんた、俺に何を
？The anemone, yeah.
私は何もしていない。
Oh.
じゃあ、
The thing on the boat.
は？君は電磁波照射実験に巻き込まれたことがある。そのことを言っている。
Electromagnetic irradiation experiment. Then it suddenly hits me. In my 18 years of life, there's only one event that could fit that description.
アネモネ号。
その時に使われたものと同じだ。そこに転がっている装置はな、この会場内にいくつも仕掛けられていた。おそらくここだけではない。お台場のあちこちに密かに設置されているんだろう。
待った、ちょっと待った。
Did it like mess with people's minds so they couldn't see the giant pillar in the sky? Is that what that is? Is that what's happening?
何いきなりさらっとすごいこと暴露しちゃってるわけ。
And like it's only just been revealed, but it was always there.
電磁波照射実験ってなんだよ。それで何が起きるんだよ。お台場にいっぱいあるって何がどうなって。
魔法だよ。君は見ていないのか？ 海から生えたあの巨大な塔を。
グランドオベリスクのこと。
お台場にいる人間は全員あれを肉眼で視認しているが、惑わされるな。あれは幻影だ。肉眼で見える AR のようなものだ。
Or that.
むしろそう思わなかったことが不思議だな、私は。あの規模の建物、ほんの数時間で建てたので。
As though he's reading my mind. He's right that I had questions about that, but I didn't dig deeper. I didn't even try to.
だけど、みんながみんな同じ幻覚を見てるなんてありえるわけ。
そのための装置だ。
Sawada glances over at the boxes on the floor.
電磁波を照射して集団に幻覚を見せる装置。
Something like that was written in the Kimijima reports. He said that the Tavistock Institute was doing research into the tech.
でも、アネモネ号じゃ俺は幻覚なんて見てない。それどころか、変な発作の後遺症ができただけだ。
10年前、その装置のデータは一度失われたと聞いている。渋谷地震の時にな。
Shibuya earthquake.
故に、アネモネ号の時は未完成状態で実験をしていた可能性が高い。
俺やアキちゃんは人体実験の実験台にされたってことかよ。
最初からそう言っている。
あんたが。
勘違いするな。その実験を行ったのは私ではないとすでに言った。
I hold back my urge to shout out in rage.
あんたは300人委員会の人間じゃないの？
私のことをどこまで知っている？
He answered my question with a question.
あんたの父親がタビストックの特別顧問だってことぐらいの。
そうか。
Sawada makes what sounds like a self-deprecating laugh before shooting a sharp look at me. Then, without answering my question, apparently everybody knows the password. His whisper sends a chill down my spine. That word again. 2 words.
そしてカモメカモメ。どちらもイルミナティに関係したキーワードだ。気づいていたか？
イルミナティ
？200年以上も前に存在していた秘密結社にして300人委員会の元にある者たちだよ。
Seriously?
カゴメカゴメはダビデの星を暗喩すると言われている。
いや、だってカゴメカゴメって日本の童謡だよ。
200年以上も前と言ったぞ。300人委員会もイルミナティもその設立は1700年代だ。日本は当時まだ江戸時代中期だよ。見えざる支配者たちならば当時黄金鏡と言われたこの極東の地にもその触手を伸ばしていたとして何ら不思議はないだろう。
じゃあ一斉にみんなのポケコンでカゴメカゴメが鳴り出すのも300人委員会の仕業ってわけ？
実験開始の合図というのが今のところの私の予想だ。
実験。
Said that word again.
私たちは今地球規模で捏造された現実を見せられている。プロパガンダと言い換えることもできる。より強力な洗脳どころか現実をもねじ曲げるレベルのものだが、今この瞬間ありとあらゆるプロパガンダがリアルタイムで起きている。そうして人々の現実はねじ曲げられる。情報操作による人為的パラダイムシフト。これまでの実験は全てこの日のためにあったと言ってもいい。これはプロジェクトアトムの絶頂だ。
Project Atom.
情報を操作したからってどうなるわけ？ お台場が崩壊したなんて情報は1日もすればすぐに嘘だって判明して世界中に拡散されるよ。こんなことで何十億人も虐殺できるとは思えない。
この数時間の世界規模の混乱は何が原因で引き起こされたものかわかるか？
Sawada immediately changes the subject.
太陽嵐でしょ。これまでで最大規模なんだ。15年クラッシュの時より強力だから電子機器も使えなくなって、それで混乱を。
太陽嵐など来ていない。
はあ？
What's he saying? That explains why the phones are still working.
だって
Well, the
NASA がデータを
other
公表し
aspects
て
of
た
the
よ。
phone.
マスコミだってそう報道。
NASA は設立当初から300人委員会の傘下だ。マスコミについても論外だな。彼らこそ
Of course, NASA's
情
in
報
on
操
it.
作の先兵ではないか。
太陽嵐はまだ来てない。
I just want to know where this guy's allegiances lie.
だが今や
Like, I
世
don't
界中は
think
太
he's
陽嵐の到来という
he's
誤情報により
Tavistock.
狂乱状態だ。これこそがプロパガンダのもたらした捏造された現実だよ。君も今まさにそれを体験しているではないか。巨大な柱から放たれた光、虹色に輝いた空、お台場が崩壊したと騒ぎ立てているマスコミにもかかわらず、我々はこうしてここで普通に話している。ポケコンも普通に使うことができる。
捏造された現実。
お台場が崩壊したなど普通は誰も信じない。だがポケコンとイルオの普及がそのいかにも嘘くさい情報操作をあっさりと世界中に信じ込ませた。イルオは今や世界の人々にとって現実よりもリアルだから。そこに崩壊したお台場の画像がアップロードされれば、イルオユーザーのおよそ半分が信じたとしても、それだけで10億人超だ。その数の人間が信じれば現実は揺らぐ。人が相互に持つ情報などそれだけ曖昧ということだ。捏造された情報は簡単に現実と取って変わることができる。人間の歴史を見てみるといい。歴史は常に勝者が作ってきた。それが今も変わらず行われているという、それだけのことだ。
ポケコンやイルオまで陰謀に組み込まれてるって言いたそうだけど、そんなのいくらなんでも飛躍しすぎでしょ。
If you go that far, you might as well say that every consumer product in the world is part of the master plan.
じゃあロボットブームもそういうプロパガンダなわけ？
そうだ。
Of course. I was being facetious, but Sawada quickly replies and smiles.
頑張れるというアニメのヒットも、それに続くロボットブームも不自然だとは思わなかったか？ロボットアニメなどこれまで無数に作られてきた。それらと比べて頑張れるがあそこまで爆発的なヒットを飛ばした理由は何だ？
Is he claiming that its popularity was manipulated? I mean, you could just chalk that up to good advertising, right?
ロボットブームは頑張れるよりさらに不自然さが際立っている。
There are no coincidences.
二足歩行ロボットは所詮日本でだけ培われてきた文化に過ぎない。世界的にはニッチな研究分野なんだ。軍事への転用を最優先にしたアメリカなどは二足歩行ではなく四足歩行や六足歩行を選択した。ロマンだけで企業が動くことはないにもかかわらず、この数年で二足歩行ロボットを研究する企業が爆発的に増えた。裏で委員会が動いたと見るのが妥当だろう。莫大な金が動いた形跡もある。
300人委員会がロボットを押す理由は
プロジェクトマルスの実現だよ。プロジェクトアトム成功後、10億まで減った人類社会を維持するための二足歩行ロボットの技術向上といったところか。 いずれにせよ奴らの目的はただ一つ、プロジェクトアトムの完遂だ。その X デーは今日から数日の間だろう。この数日で50億人が死ぬか死なないか、その命運が決まる。
Oh dear. Oh, we're here. Okay, this is something I've been waiting for. Maybe not hit this guy specifically, but I want to know what's going on with Subaru. Like, what? How is he dealing with all this? Not all that, but like, you know, the accident. The wind is more humid than usual. This is his dad, though. The sky is overcast with dark clouds. Looks like it's gonna rain. Expecting that, I click my tongue. If it was gonna rain, I shouldn't have come out on the boat. I usually don't go out to sea at this hour. I go fishing well before sunrise, and I'm back in the harbor before noon. That's why I'm always home in the afternoon or out drinking with friends. That's been the rhythm of my life ever since I became a fisherman 20 years ago. I didn't really break that rhythm to go out to sea in the afternoon for fishing. The reason I'm out here is because I get emotional when I'm home with my son. I plan to go home after fishing off the coast for 2 hours. I've been doing this about 3 times a week lately. A month ago, my son had an accident while working on a giant robot. His legs are still being treated. He's undergoing rehab at the hospital. They're still unsure about if he'll ever walk normally again without crutches. I forbade him not once, but twice to work on robots. When I heard he still hadn't learned his lesson, well, I considered disowning him. There's that saying, right? 3 strikes and you're out. He was injured as a consequence of his own actions. He has no respect for his father. He went sneaking around behind my back not once, but twice. I trusted him and tried my best not to step on his toes after forbidding him from such things last summer. He made me look like a damn fool. In the end, not only was he badly injured, he even caused trouble for others. One wrong move and he could have died. I'm his father. It makes sense that I wouldn't just let him do as he pleases. Nearly unconsciously, I mutter to myself. I'm surprised by my own words. Why robots of all things? Am I lamenting my son's interests? Or am I questioning myself for hating robots so much? Maybe I'm just hard-headed. I never cared about robots to begin with. But when my son got into them and refused to listen to me, I just couldn't leave it be. The hanging fishing line hasn't moved for nearly an hour. Unlike when I usually go fishing, I haven't managed to catch anything decent. I never had much interest in angling, so you could say I'm unaccustomed to it. But I don't care about catching anything, quite frankly. Lately, my son just travels between his room and the hospital. He remains quiet during meals. He keeps his emotions below the surface. Even if I yell at him, he just sits there quietly looks down. It's as though he's lost all passion for living, like he's just going through the paces. I never thought he'd be so stubborn over giving up robots. I do my best to convince myself otherwise and dispel the thought. When I sigh, a cold droplet of water collides with my cheek. It's starting to rain. Looks like a good time to head home. I pull up my fishing line and make preparations to withdraw. It's then that I happen to see something in the corner of my eye. Something's flying in the air. Is it a bird? This far off the coast? I raise my head, puzzled, and doubt my own eyes. Is it the pillar? Oh, it's an army. They're robots. Countless black humanoid robots blanket the sky. This is the part where he starts questioning his own sanity. I would too. Where did they come from? There was no trace of them just moments earlier. All I can do is swallow loudly as I gaze up at the bizarre sight. The end of the world. The thought runs across my mind.
プロジェクトアトムの最終目的は
Christ.
太陽に干渉して人為的に太陽嵐を起こすことだ。その方法は君島レポートに詳しく書いてある。当然君なら知っているだろう。太陽嵐が運んできた太陽の大気とプラズマは超高速のジェット噴流として 地球の磁気圏と衝突する。それによって生じる可能性があるのが磁気再結合現象、磁気圏サブストームと呼ばれる現象だ。その地球磁気圏サブストームを人為的に起こす。
Take notes. Plasmoid. Whoa. He's right. That's what was written. That's what's written in the reports.
それは太陽嵐の日ではない。極端な例えをするなら、地球が太陽フレアで直接炙られるようなものだと考えればいい。だが、その具体的方法については、君島レポートでは意図的に避けられていた。
君島ポーはその具体的方法を知らなかったんじゃないの？
It's the rocket, I'm telling you. Sawada sighs lightly. It's like he's tired of dealing with someone who doesn't understand. What does he expect from a rural high school student?
今から4ヶ月前、セルンからとあるものが何者かの手で盗み出された。
セルン？
ヨーロッパ原子核共同研究機関、スイスとフランスの国境にある世界最先端の素粒子物理学研究施設だが、盗まれたのは極秘裏に開発されていた兵器 BHB
Black hole bomb?
爆弾の可能性。
Oh my god! Can we talk about the name for a second?
そのセルンって爆弾を作るような施設なの？
違う。だが設立当初からきな臭い噂はあった。300人委員会が裏で直接運営しているという情報は私の仲間がもたらしてくれたものだ。かつてはタイムマシンも作ろうとしていたらしい。
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. A time machine? Come on, this isn't some trashy novel. Talk that.
で、
その
BHB だが、一度爆発すれ
You're
ば
writing a dangerous line here, Kaito.
が形成され、周囲のあらゆるものを塵と残さず吸い込んでしまうという。炸裂した瞬間のエネルギー量は核兵器の比ではない。人の手に負える代物ではない。神の領域に踏み込むものだよ。
それを爆発させて虐殺しようっていうの？でもそれじゃ磁気圏サブストームは起きないよ。
そうだ。地上で爆破させるだけならせいぜい関東地方が消滅するぐらいだろう。
せいぜいってあんた
彼らが考えていることはもっとえぐい、そして効率的だ。地上で使用するのではなく宇宙で BHB を炸裂させようとしている。
I see. So they'll use the BHB to reproduce a solar disturbance hitting Earth's magnetosphere?
通称発火点と呼ばれる場所だ。それは地球と月のちょうど中間。地球からは距離にしておよそ13万キロの位置にある。太陽嵐と地球の磁気圏がぶつかる場所だ。そこで BHB が炸裂すれば地球磁気圏にサブストームが起きるのはほぼ間違いない。それは地球全体を襲い、君島レポートにあった通り50億人を殺すだろう。
I swallow my breath.
地球にはモノポールが降り注ぐかもしれないな。君の家の近所にある公園のよ
うに。Even knew about that?
その無数のモノポールは当然300人委員会によって管理され、人類は21世紀に新たな産業革命を迎える。それもプロジェクトアトムのシナリオに組み込まれている。今のこの混乱は全て BHB を宇宙へ持っていくためのいわば目くらましでしかない。
BHB を宇宙へ持っていくって。
I have no clue how heavy that thing is. But if it can cause a ridiculous calamity that affects the entire planet, it'd have to be pretty big, right? I doubt it'd be something easy to carry around. And with our current level of technology, we only have one way of sending stuff into space. You gotta put it on a rocket! On a rocket, ladies and gentlemen. On a rocket. You gotta put it on a rocket. Oh god, computer, please. You gotta put it on a rocket. 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 It's a rocket. They're making a rocket. They're launching a rocket. The puzzle pieces in my head start to fall into place, taking the shape of a black rocket.
まさか TNSC で今組み立て中のあのロケットを奪って。
察しがいいな。瀬宮に裏切られるまで私も確信が持てなかったが、今ならはっきり言える。彼らは BHB を種子島から打ち上げるつもりだ。
By the time I enter the chief's office, things are already over.
Misaki, お前
Don't kill your dad. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Site chief of the Tanegashima Space Center, Kenichiro Senemiya, sees my face and widens his eyes. 4 of my comrades have guns pushed up against him. He's standing frozen in front of his table. On top of said table is a single teacup and some snacks. I look at them and can't help but form a self-deprecating smile.
父さん、悪いけどあなたを拘束させてもらうわ。
Who would have thought that this would be our first exchange in so many years? I certainly didn't expect this when I left the island 7 years ago. Even if this was inevitable. As far as missions go, the assault on the Tanegashima Space Center was an easy one. It's not a military facility, so the security in place might as well be a decoration. They stood no chance against me and my Kaminagi, or the 12 armed soldiers equipped with black military hugs that came with me. We made a showy and imposing landing on the coast, and within 10 minutes of issuing our warning, everyone fled. If they resisted, we would have had to go through the trouble of going around and killing everyone. It's far more efficient for them to flee like they did. It doesn't matter that they escaped. All means of communication between the island and mainland have been severed. No ships or aircraft will be leaving. Even if they leave by private boat and seek help from the JSDF in Okinawa, they won't be able to do anything. But while we let everyone escape, my dad, the site chief, stayed behind.
みんなを逃がすために所長である自分だけが残ったというところかしら。立派だけど、そういうのは命にというの。
どうしてお前が
It seems that Dad has forgotten that there are guns being pointed at him. He tries to draw closer to me, a dumbfounded expression on his face. I click my tongue and press my handgun against his head.
動くな。
Jesus.
動けば殺すわ。
Dad stops in his tracks. She's a monster.
説明してくれないか。どういうことなんだ。
知る必要はないわ。ロケット組み立ては終わっているのよね。
ああ、終わっているが。
あれを使わせてもらうわ。
Right now, launch sites around the world are preparing for rocket launches. It's a total coincidence. Due to info about the high chance of a solar disturbance hitting in 2019, rocket launches worldwide got delayed. Then, in November of last year, the disturbance arrived as expected. After that, countries all over the world started making launch preparations, so the timing ended up lining up. Tanegashima is no exception. The private company that requested this launch placed their order after Earth got hit. It was perfectly on target. Simply put, we got to pick wherever launch site we wanted. BHB is now in our hands. We brought it ashore with us, and we can put the payload on board anytime. To load the goods, we even brought in a man involved in a rocket assembly work for NASA. He can finish the work in little over a day. X hour for launch will likely be the day after tomorrow at noon.
一体何が目的なんだ。
あのロケットは プロジェクトアトムの肝となる。今後発射を妨害しようとする者は容赦なく殺すわ。
ロケットをテロに使おうというのかね。我が国の宇宙開発を血で塗りたくるつもりとは。ミサキ、お前はいつからそんな子になってしまったんだ。お前はこんなことをするような子じゃなかっただろう。ロボットが好きでロケットの打ち上げを見るのが好きな優しい女の子だったじゃないか。なのに父さんが誇りに思っているこの場所であの射程から打ち上げるロケットをテロに使おうというのか。
そうよ。
Noticing how weakly he's trying to argue with me, I reply with cold words. I want him to shut up. Hell, he's slumped on the ground, shoulders dropped. And yet he's still trying to lecture me.
どうしてここなんだ。分かってるのかい、ミサキ。この島はお前の故郷なんだよ。
分かっている。でもここを選んだのは私がたまたまあなたの娘だったから。ただそれだけよ。恨みも何もない。
It was just the easiest option. That's it. I've never been to launch sites in America or Russia. I am, however, familiar with the TNSC, so very close to home.
お前は本当にミサキなのかい。
I don't want to continue this conversation. I give my 4 comrades the signal, and they proceed to restrain Dad.
父さん、悪いけどしばらく監禁させてもらうわ。安心して、殺しはしない。計画が成功したらすぐに釈放する。どうせ成功すれば50億人が死ぬ。その中に私や父さんだって含まれるかもしれないんだから。
ミサキ、やめろ。やめてくれ。ロケットは平和利用しなければならないものなんだ。それが JAXA の精神なんだ。子供の頃から私を見てきたお前ならわかるだろう。だから頼む。そんな恐ろしいことのためにロケットを使わないでくれ。ミサキ、聞いてくれ。頼む。
Dad continues to try to appeal to me, so I draw close to him.
騒がないで。見苦しいから。
I thrust my fist into Dad's stomach. Was he always such a small person? Has he thinned out over the last 7 years? I want to ask if he's been eating properly, but that's personal business, so I decide not to. Also, not sure if it's appropriate at the time. As Dad groans in pain, my comrades drag him out of the room. Left alone in the chief's office, I take a look around. On Dad's desk is a Fink toy. Several months before graduating high school, I made one for everyone in the family. I reach my fingers out toward it, but the moment I'm about to touch it, my phone droid begins to ring. I left video chat on for the mission. I open my phone droid and unmute it. There's no image, it's voice only.
こちらプリースト1。ポイントベータに到達。これより制圧行動に入る。
了解。ポイントアルファは制圧完了。
I look outside the window. Dark clouds float through the sky. They look like they could start unleashing their payload of rain at any time.
雨は嫌い。
When it rains, rockets can't be launched after all. When it would start raining near a scheduled launch day, my usually calm dad would get edgy. I didn't like it. If the launch got delayed, nobody would be able to talk to him. So whenever a launch drew near, Aki and I would make little Teru Bozu dolls together. Let's just say that nobody on Tanegashima could compete with our Teru Bozu crafting skills.
感傷的になってダメね。
I'm probably acting like this because even after 7 years, nothing here has changed.
あさっての天気予報は
I speak out to no one in particular. There's nobody in this room but me right now. Or so I thought.
明 2月28日の屋久島、種子島地方の天気は晴れでしょう。
Yeah, you can't just ask for a weather report and not expect that lady. The same forecast as when I checked earlier. It's going to rain tomorrow. But the day after that will be sunny and clear.
降水確率は 10% です。
天気予報はもっと嫌い。
The center of my head starts throbbing in pain. I can't help but grip my forehead as I grip my teeth.
今そこに立っているのね、ゲジネ。
In the back of my mind, I have flashbacks of that day. It was a terribly hot and humid summer night. The night sky was bright, as if the sun itself was out. I was covered in sweat. Yejine, not Irie, looked at me emotionlessly. She just quietly looked at me. Everything was decided on that day 9 years ago. It was the day that I was possessed, contaminated.
今日の時点で世界の主要なロケット発射台が1週間以内の打ち上げを計画していることを知っているか？
It's not just the TNSC?
ケープカナベラル、バイコヌール、ギアナ、シュセン、そして日本、種子島。宇宙開発の歴史上、こんなことは初めてだ。これまで一度としてなかった。
仕組まれたものだっていうの？
いや、そうじゃない。むしろこれは全くの偶然だ。去年の太陽嵐の到来に起因するな。だがこの偶然に彼らは目をつけた。そもそもその5カ所で打ち上げられる予定のロケットには彼らの何らかの関与があると睨んでいたんだが、どれだけ調査してもその痕跡は全く出てこなかった。どのロケットもクリーンすぎた。そこから推測した。彼らは5カ所のロケットのどれか一つを打ち上げ直前に奪い利用するつもりだと。5カ所のうちどれが本命なのかずっと絞り込めずにいたんだが、今日の瀬宮の行動ではっきりした。本命は種子島だ。おそらく今 BHB はあの島にある。
Chill runs down my spine. A bomb powerful enough to wipe out the entire Kanto region is on the island. If that's true, if it explodes on the surface due to some mistake, the entire island would vanish from the face of the earth. Mom, Dad, and everyone I know is on that island. All the former members of the Robot Club are in danger. Frau, Juna, and Subaru.
JAXA の人たち、また打ち上げができるってあんなに喜んでたのに。
おそらく今頃、種子島宇宙センターは敵の支柱だろう。
警察に連絡して。いや、警察じゃダメだ。自衛隊を出してもらって。
無駄だ。遅すぎたんだ。
遅すぎたってどういう？
今世界中で情報が遮断、あるいは捏造されているんだ。この状況で種子島のロケット打ち上げを止めろと政府に訴えたところで自衛隊は動かない。在日米軍にしても同様だろう。この混乱だ。回線はつながらないだろうし、つながったとしても冗談だと受け取られる。事実、私も自衛隊の基地に直接かけてみたが全く相手にされなかった。
They're loading a black hole bomb onto a rocket in order to launch it into space. Of course, nobody would ever take that seriously. It'd be impossible to get anyone to believe something so crazy.
現政権の防衛大臣とは何度か会ったことがあるから直接電話してみたが全くつながらない。他に阻止する方法は直接乗り込むことだが、あの島はここからでは遠すぎる。羽田からチャーター機を飛ばすよう手配することはできるが連絡手段がない。
All planes are grounded. The train lines have all been stopped. The highways are apparently totally gridlocked. A ship would take too much time. There's no way to travel from Tokyo to Tanegashima in a short period of time. Was this the Committee of 300's goal all along?
ミサ姉が瀬宮美咲が首謀者なの？
Sawada glances at my face. This guy hasn't attempted a smile even once. Why would he smile? There's no smiling right now. This is awful. The fact that he sounded a little apologetic only further irritates me.
ミサ姉についてあんたは何を知ってるんだ？なんでミサ姉がこんなことを？それにさっきのミサ姉はなんかおかしかった。あの雲みたいな大型ハグに乗ってたはずが忽然と姿を消したらしいし、あんたが撃った銃弾でもかすり傷一つ負わなかった。まるで俺が会ったミサ姉は幽霊みたいだなあ。あのミサ姉は本物だったの？
会場に現れた軌道エレベーターの幻影と同じだと私は考えている。肉眼で見ることのできる AR アノテーションのようなものといえばイメージできるか。具体的なことは君島レポートにも書いてあっただろう。 VR 技術と呼ばれるものの応用だと推測している。おそらく君たちが聞いた瀬宮の言葉もあらかじめプログラムされていたものだろう。そしてスメラギに乗り込むように見せかけた。
なんでそんな面倒なまねを？
それは私も疑問に思った部分だ。スメラギという機体は生身で装着できるものではない。
What did he say?
あれはハグを装着した人間がさらにその上から装着するという仕様になっている。神凪と呼ばれる特別なハグを身につけた者だけがスメラギを追加装着できるのだ。神凪は搭乗型ハグと分類している。全高は約5メートルになる。
5 meters. What does he mean by pilot type? I can't even visualize what it would look like.
その神凪が乗れるようスメラギのコクピットは設計されている。
でもフィンガーなんちゃらシステムがあって指だけで操縦できるって。
操縦は FOS で行うが、あくまでスメラギはコンセプトモデルだ。神凪とワンセットで開発された。それが理由だ。汎用性は今のところない。神凪装着者でなければ認識はされず起動もできない。この会場でネットワークにつながっていたわけでもない。完全なスタンドアローンだったと認識している。他に可能性があるとすれば、現場スタッフの中に瀬宮の仲間がいたということか。そいつがプログラムをいじって暴走するように仕向けた。いずれにせよ瀬宮があれに乗ったと観客に見せつけたのは悪趣味なオナニーとしか思えない。まるで何も知らなかった私に対する牽制か挑発にも感じる。
Poor Akio had to suffer the most as a result.
じゃあ本物のミサ姉はどこに？実はとっくの昔に死んじゃっててずっと AR アノテーションみたいな状態で生きてきたとか、そんなことはないよね。
I consider the possibility that she only exists on the net, like Irie, and I get chills. The Misane that I always looked up to. The Misane who Akio loves. I don't want to believe this is possible, but it's true that I haven't seen her in person in 7 years. I have no evidence that she's still alive.
少なくとも私は3日前に社で瀬宮に会っている。その時の彼女は間違いなく本物だった。
なんでそんなのわかるんだよ。
ハグの新しいボディースーツを試着してもらった。それは社が用意したものだ。来た時には女性スタッフが同席して着せるのを手伝ったし、私もその後で話をした。
だったらその本物のミサ姉は今どこにいるんだよ。
Sawada weakly shakes his head.
可能性が高いのは種子島か。
Misane is on Tanegashima. That's way too ironic, even for me. She hasn't been home in 7 years.
ミサネがプロジェクトアトムの首謀者なの。ミサネが300人委員会や旅ストック研究所とつながってるの。
おそらく瀬宮はコマだ。
コマ。
Someone to be used and discarded by others. There's no way I could believe that. Don't screw with me. I whisper to myself before taking a deep breath. I want a space candy. They always help me focus.
気づいたよ。
何？
あんたの言ってることはただの陰謀論でしかない。妄想の一言で全部片付けられる。何の証拠もない。あんたの言ってることこそ捏造だ。
Oh, Kaito, please don't do this right now.
洗脳とかプロパガンダとか。あんたが俺にこんな詳しく説明してるのは全部それでしょ。旅ストック研究所の指示だったりするんじゃない。君島レポートをばらまいた俺は連中にとって目の上の単行部だからさ。手だらめな話をして俺を錯乱させようとしてるんだ。そんな手には引っかからない。引っかかるもんかよ。あんた300人委員会の側の人間だ。俺の敵だ。君島公也小郡南を殺したように俺も殺すつもり。ミサネをどうしたんだ。今すぐ居場所を教えなよ。
Kaito, this is no time to snap. Despite my threatening attitude, Sawada remains unfazed. That composure of his pisses me off, so I grab him by the collar. I don't care if Sawada's leg is injured. I raise him up by the neck. Sawada's face contorts slightly, as if he's in pain.
確かに私の父ミゲール・サンタンブロッチオは旅ストック研究所の特別顧問だ。それだけではない。300人委員会の一人でもある。やっぱりだがそれはあくまで父の話だ。むしろ私は300人委員会に反旗を翻すものだ。
デタラメを。
そう思われても仕方がないのかもしれん。そうだな。私の背中には父が放った刺客に殺されかけた時の50センチほどの傷跡があるが、見るか。
やだね。そんなもの何の証拠にもならない。
それも仕方ないがさっさと殺すといい。
なんだよ。どうせできないとか思ってるの。バカにしてあんたを殺すことぐらい俺にだってできるさ。
Oh my god, Kaito, please.
俺にだって。
Sawada has ceased all resistance. In fact, his face is already going pale. I snap to my senses and release him from my grip.
育児なしだな君は。
くそ。
Sawada, you're not helping your case, man. I'm pathetic. But I don't think I have it in me to kill someone. That's not pathetic, that's reasonable.
私は300人委員会に近すぎたゆえに彼らに嫌悪感を抱くようになった。彼らを野放しにしておくことなどできなかった。もっとも私程度の力では彼らを潰すなど夢のまた夢ではある。それでもコツコツと続けていけばいつかは彼らを打倒することのできる大きな力へと育っていくかもしれない。こんな私に賛同し共に戦ってくれる者もそれなりにいる。全員が300人委員会による恐るべき陰謀に気づき、それによって殺されかけ抵抗するようになった者たちだ。
Wonder who his allies are.
君は聞いたことがあるかどうかわからない。
Clearly it's not Misaki.
そのメンバーには疾風陣雷のナイトハルトやダルザスーパーハッカーなど
I recognize one of those names. I mean, technically I recognize the other one from a trophy I got that I assume is a reference to a game I didn't play. But I recognize one of those names. I trust him. I trust him implicitly now. He knows Dash. He's good. I don't have a clue who those people are, and I don't care. I do, though. Hi. I both know and care.
じゃあ知ってるんでしょ。ミサネ屋をコマとして使ってるのは誰なの？プロジェクトアテムの首謀者は何者なんだ？
ここまでの話を理解したなら、それが誰なのかは分かるはずだ。
もったいぶらなくていいからさ、とっとと教えてよ。一体そいつは誰なんだ？
わからない。幸せ法に、ひどみ藩、谷町、瀬宮美咲、姉宗、電磁波照射実験、エグゾスケルトン社、プロパガ、2020年の太陽嵐到達というご情報、300人委員会と旅ストック専門研究所。
A lot of keywords.
すべては君島レポートとつながる。
And suddenly, just like that, only one name surfaces in my mind. My hair stands on end.
まさか。
Sawada weakly nods his head before continuing.
プロジェクトアトムを立案し、今まさに実行している首謀者の名は君島光だ。
Oh no!
君島光は生きている。
Is that who was at the hospital? I think that's who's at the hospital. After finally arriving upon the info, I bite my nails in front of my monitor. The information is as follows. The old Namitanicho local hall should be abandoned, but a company bought it in secret and pays the electric bill. It's a small company in Tokyo called Taiyo Development. Due to their paying the bill, the EM wave irradiation device on the first floor continues to function. The very same device used to make monopoles fall. Oh, and another thing. Kokimijima's villa. This was abandoned also, but Iritan's cold sleep device continued to function in the basement. I investigated who was paying the electric bill, and it seems a company called Commit bought the old villa. Wanting to investigate these two companies for anything in common is the nature of an channeler. The identification team, just me, was fully mobilized. I stayed up all night to look into things. As far as what I found, well, Taiyo Development is a construction/engineering firm. Commit Company is in the restaurant consultant industry. But they're both paper companies. There are no buildings for them at their registered addresses. It was easy enough to investigate from Tanegashima using the street view function in Iro. While it looked like both companies had nothing in common, both being paper companies instantly changed things. I thought that the company director for both companies might be the same person, but that wasn't the case. But as I did further research, I found that both companies received loans from a lease company called Hoshita. A paper company wouldn't take out a loan, SMH. So get this, Hoshita's special advisor? He was a deputy director and a joint investor at the time of Happiness for You's founding. Sakai Hoshita. The TLDR? The money used to maintain Kokimijima's crap on the island came from his old pals through paper companies.
熱い友情来たこれ。これは薄い本のネタにできるな。
Oh my god.
で、そんなわけあるか、そんなわけあるか。大事なことなので2回言いました。きな臭いにも程があるだろう。ん?
Someone pressed the intercom button outside. Is it the glass company? Ever since they replaced all the broken glass in November, a dealer comes by once a week. It's crazy annoying. Nobody else should be dropping by. Yashio-senpai and Prez-senpai are in Tokyo doing lewd things. They are not! This is slander! And Tracksuit Sensei went with them. Karate-senpai is mentally busted and out of action, and Four Eyes can't move due to his busted leg. But who is it? Whoever they are, they're crazy impatient.
フラン、誰か客が来たみたいだぜ。
Thank you,
出た方
Genki.
がいいって。元気に挨拶だ。
Christ. Shut up, Genki Kunbot.
ほら、鳴ってるぜ。
Oh my god.
出るのが友達ってもんだろ。
Mute Genki.
インターホンカメラ表示してロゼッタタン。はい、表示いたしますね。
The first floor entrance. Take a look at the camera feed. But nobody's there.
誰もいなくね。ピンポンダッシュは許さない。絶対にだ。
友達なら時にはぶん殴ることだって重要だぜ。
Genki!
元気くんうるさい。
It all happens instantaneously. The second I hear a gunshot outside my door, two men holding guns quickly come charging up into the room. Oh no! Without time to even make a sound, my arm is twisted behind me. My whole body gets pushed to the floor.
動くな。声を上げれば殺す。
I can't even raise my head. Moving my neck even slightly causes an intense pain to run down my locked arm. I can't see what the man looks like, what the men look like. It hurts too much and I'm too scared. I feel like I'm about to scream, but I grit my teeth and keep myself in check. Oh my god, Genki-kun, shut the fuck up. Genki-kun's carefree voice rings throughout the room.
でも、喧嘩の後は後腐れなく仲直りしろよな。それでこそ本当の友達ってもん。
Someone smashes their gun stock into the monitor of my phone droid. Genki-kun goes silent on the cracked screen.
ターゲット B を確保、拘束する。プリースト3、状況は
If they're gathering everybody,
プリースト3、
this sucks.
そちらの状況を知らせ。
You leave them alone.
見張りの2人が応答しない。
Oh? The two men go silent in their confusion. They still have their guns pushed to the back of my head. My teeth have started chattering due to how scared I am. I'm worried that the sound will annoy my captors, so I bite down as hard as I can.
ターゲット B を起こせ。出るぞ。
起きろ。
The guards went silent. Something is... I think that's good. Someone about to come to the rescue? Pain runs through my joints, causing me to tear up.
プリースト3、プリースト4、応答しろ。プリースト3、どうしたんだ。
呼んでも出ないと思いますよ。
It's Nye! Is she gonna pull a badass rescue? I mean, she's doing it. And just like that, my arm is released. I fall to my hands and knees and raise my head slightly. I look towards the entrance of my room, to where the new voice came from. And standing there is, well... The best! Tenojishi? Shut up! Oh my god. She moves like a flash of light. Given how she usually holds herself, the current reaction speed is unbelievable. In an instant, she closes the distance between herself and the two muscle monsters with their guns raised. She slams her knee into the first man's face, righting her momentum from earlier. Unshaken by the fate of his comrade, the other man points his gun at Tenojishi, but she's already arrived at his chest. She grabs the man's gun arm and spins around to his back, kicking her heel into his Achilles tendon. As the man falls on his back, Tenojishi drops her knee into his face without a moment's hesitation. Freaking awesome! The ripped man's body quivers for a moment before going limp. The man who suffered a knee to the face groans as he tries to get out, but Tenojishi is too fast. Too fast. She plants a roundhouse kick into the defenseless man's jaw. Flawless victory. I can't do a Shao Kahn. And just like that, both men are sprawled across the floor, unconscious. Certainly living up to her role model, that's for sure. Holy shit, that was amazing! I don't know if they even came through on the microphone. Holy shit, that was amazing. Like, why is she so strong? She's like a manga heroine no matter how you slice it, thank you very much. In a matter of seconds, she put down the two large armed men without getting scratched. That's some overpowered BS. I'm so excited that I sink to the floor.
男の人が二人がかりで女の子に暴力振るうなんて最低ですよ。
And a verbal attack after all that? Ruthless. As for Tenojishi, she seems pretty upset. But as soon as she notices my gaze, she reverts to her usual sweet self.
もう大丈夫です。強いでしょ？お父さん直伝の格闘術なんですよ。さて、ここからどう反撃したものか。
I have no clue what's going on, but there's one thing I'm certain of.
あえて言おう。ナエ様であると。
Nice. I'm not exactly the Yuri type, but I'd be totes stoned with letting Naisama take me. Actually, please just take me.
君島公が生きているだって。
Just live. Shivu Myoto and Iro is handy. It's apparently not. Not anymore. Who upped the pictures of Odaiba anyways? The buildings were destroyed that badly. People at the venue might be dead. Plus there's a solar disturbance, but somehow the whole thing was uploaded normally. Okay, so she's not fooled. Huh. This has to be a joke. What else could it be? I forced out a smile.
ありえない。だって君島公が死んだのは俺の地元でニュースにもなったし、遺体だって警
He
察
keeps
が調べ
bringing
た。
up the news as though they're not freaking total mouthpieces. I mean, I didn't see it directly, then it didn't happen. I was still a kid at the time, and I just happened to be hospitalized. When I first found the Kimijima reports, I went to the town library to look up newspapers from that time.
私もその証拠を得ているわけではない。だが、考えれば考えるほど、探れば探るほど、君島公は生きているとしか思えないんだ。
新聞に載ってたんだ。君島公の遺体が見つかったって。アネモネ号事件の2週間後ぐらいだった。アネモネ号。
Kokimijima died around the same time that the MFN enemy incident took place. Why didn't I realize until now that these two incidents occurred so closely together?
さっきも言ったはずだ。アネモネ号事件は電磁波照射実験だ。主導したのは君島公だ。彼は旅ストック研究所が生み落とした一つの到達点だ。
Is he saying that Kokimijima is a member of the Institute?
人々を洗脳するためだけに作られた沈黙の兵器。それが君島公という男なんだ。
放送を垂れ流すのはやめろ。あの男は10年近くも前に死んでるんだって。
君は踊らされたんだ。
Sawada raises his voice for the first time.
だってそんなのさ、めちゃくちゃじゃないか。
That really does flip a lot of things on its
つまり
head.
さ、こういうこと。俺が
This is why I have trust issues.
世界中のみんなに警告するために拡散した君島レポートは全部デタラメ。ハネモネ号事件は君島公とその駒であるミサ姉が起こした実験。そんなの信じたら俺おかしくなっちゃうじゃないの。
They were behind that awful memory? No way.
ああ、頭がどうにかなりそうだよ。だからさ、嘘だって言ってよ。今までの話は全部あんたの妄想だって、そう言ってくれよ。
The world I believed in up until now has been turned upside down. The people I believed in up until now. This is all true. Then I didn't want to know. Ignorance is bliss. Mizuka-san was right. I opened Pandora's box myself. I'm a fool.
頼むよ。言ってくれ。嘘でもいいから。放送だって言ってよ。
残念だが、全て真実だ。
Sawada has no mercy. He completely ignores my pleas.
そもそも君島公が生きている可能性について私に言及したのは瀬宮だった。今にして思えばそれを瀬宮が話したことで私は完全に彼女のことを信じてしまった。そうして共に協力して君島公の痕跡を追っていながら瀬宮は私に巧みに偽の情報を提供し続けたというわけだ。通りで3年近く探し続けても見つからないわけだ。私も十分滑稽だよ。君島公は実に効果的に情報を誘導した。それにまんまと乗せられてしまったのが君だ。ヤシオカイト。責めているわけではない。沈黙の兵器が相手では私でも抗えなかっただろう。君島レポートもまた世界を騙すためのプロパガンダだった。君島公が無造作にばらまいた情報は今やそれに踊らされた人々によって世界中に増殖し拡散され続けている。その過程で肥大化し尾ひれがつき、噂話は都市伝説からやがて地球規模の陰謀論にまで発展した。憶測は憶測を呼び、何が真実なのかを曖昧にして情報の海の中に覆い隠してしまう。そうして世界を騙し、人々の疑心暗鬼を徹底的に呼び覚まし、極限まで高まったある一点において炸裂させる。その象徴がグランドオベリスクであり、お台場崩壊だった。実際今日世界中で起きたとされる天災は何一つとして起きていない。太陽嵐も来ていない。起きたのはお台場で瀬宮美咲が操縦するハグが暴走したこと、お台場にいる人々が全員同じ幻覚を見ていること、イルオに崩壊したお台場の偽画像がアップされたこと、世界各地の大都市で原因不明の停電が起きていること、無数のデマがネット上に出回っていること、そしてそのデマをマスコミがさも本当のことのように繰り返し流し続けていること、一部でロボットの AI が乗っ取られ去年のように反乱が起きているようだが、その規模は不明だ。あとは全て情報に踊らされた人々が巻き起こした騒動だ。世界中がたった一人の男に踊らされているんだ。
何の目的で？
最初に言ったはずだ。この騒乱の目的はただ一つ。プロジェクトアトムの完遂だ。そのためには種子島から世界中の目をそらす必要がある。
たったそれだけのためにこんな大げさなことを。
だがその目論見はまんまと成功したと言える。世界中の軍も警察もこの騒乱を鎮めることに手一杯だ。世界を滅亡させかねないロケットが今にも発射されようとしている。在日米軍ならば沖縄から向かえば制圧は一瞬だろう。だがそれができない。今種子島のロケットの危険性について知っているのは敵以外ではおそらく私と君だけだ。そして我々に取れる手立てはない。私もこの怪我だ。
On hearing his words, I noticed that his face has gone even paler. And he said he performed said he performed emergency treatment on himself, but there's a pool of blood where he sits.
あんた本当に大丈夫なの？
少なくともしばらくはまともに動けなさそうだ。 だが心配しなくていい。私がくたばるまでになんとか仲間に連絡を取ってみるつもりだ。頼りになる連中だからな。残り時間は少ないが、伝えることさえできれば何とかしてくれるかもしれん。君は自分のしたことについてあまり気にするな。君島公はたまたま君を標的にしただけだ。もし君が奴の策略に引っかからなかったとしても、他の誰かが新たなターゲットになり、同じように君島れば。
Whoops. God damn it.
でも君島公はターゲットに俺を選んだ。ミサ姉だってそれを知ってて君島公に味方した。
I chased her all this time. Misane was always my objective. But she's... Well, with this revelation, it makes it weird that she told him to stop digging. If Kimijima wanted him to dig, and she works with Kimijima, why did she want him to stop digging?
その方法はどうするつもりだ。
わからないけどさ。今あのロケット発射を止められるのは俺だけなんでしょ。俺がなんとかしないと。
For some reason, a dry laugh comes out of my mouth. I don't feel like I've been betrayed. This was all on me for placing my own expectations on her. And who knows, maybe Misane doesn't think she's betrayed us at all. The true identity of this emotion that's been smoldering at the bottom of my heart.
悔しい。そうだよ。悔しいんだ。
I worked so hard to catch up to her. I thought I was close. She felt like she was within reach. But instead, I discovered she never thought of me as anything more than a crappy NPC before tossing me away. And that pisses me off.
だから俺が止めてやる。そうしないと気が済まない。
Hell yeah!
気に食わない。気に入らない。やられたままで泣き寝入りなんてできないし。
I'm annoyed, I'm frustrated, and the only way to make good is to take care of this final take this final chance and make a comeback.
君島公が敵だろうが味方だろうがどうでもいい。ミサネの真意もどうでもいい。勝負を仕掛けられたんだ。こっちを騙して知らないうちに勝負に持ち込まれてたんだ。その売られた勝負、負けっぱなしじゃ終わらせられないでしょうか。全以上かけた勝負でもある。君は。
When I glance over at Sawada, he looks genuinely surprised.
俺はどんな手を使ってでも島に戻る。
And he's not on his own. We got allies too. I hope we get more. We can pull Akiho out of her stupor. I'm not entirely sure how Subaru is gonna help. I hope he does. I hope he shows up like in a wheelchair or something, you know, does something badass with one leg. I don't know. I hope the whole squad is there to seize victory. Sawada quietly chuckles and shrugs his shoulders. Also, this track is awesome. Sawada points at a knapsack with an NIV device inside.
それ単体では役に立たない。スロットに専用のカートリッジを刺さなければ動かないだろう。だが、もし使えるようになれば大きな武器だ。相手も人間だ。電磁波をぶつければ何らかの幻覚を見せられる可能性がある。
Question is, what could we make them see that would benefit us? Good use, huh? I pick up the knapsack and sling it over my shoulder. I then remove the handgun from my pocket and put it at Sawada's feet.
返すよ。俺のゲームには必要ないもんだから。そうか。
Sawada doesn't even look at the gun.
もし種子島に無事に戻れたなら。 コードネーム S ブラウンによろしく伝えておく。
Sister Brown!
S ブラウン誰？
本名は私も知らない。仲間の一人だがオンラインだけの付き合いでな。君とも面識があると言っていた。
一応覚えとくよ。
After shooting him in response, I exit the expo arena without looking back. The sun's gone down. Even at night, the grand obelisk floats up in the darkness. The moon up high is slender. This might be the quietest night I've ever seen in Tokyo. I'm guessing it's because of the lack of cars. Until yesterday, the city was lit up to a dazzling degree, but there are almost no lights tonight. And so it's super dark. That said, it's still brighter than Tanegashima at night. On the opposite shore, the heart of Tokyo's 23 wards look darker than usual too. I wonder when this place will recover from the blackout. God, this is so frustrating. How much of Sawada's words were true, and how much of it was pure delusion? I can't sort it out right now. Sawada and Kokimijima. There's no way for me to check who's right or wrong, and it's not like I can fix the blackout myself. I've been walking around Odaiba all night trying to figure out what my next move is. I eventually concluded that I'd have to walk all the way to Haneda Airport. Compared to the daytime, there are much fewer people walking around. Most people have sought refuge indoors at places like Expo Arena Sky, Fujisan TV, hotels, and shopping malls. In Odaiba, there was a clear distinction between who wanted to leave and people who wanted to stay. Apparently, most of the people who decided to leave headed in the direction of Harumi to reach the city center. Not being able to use a car is a pretty big deal. The cars on the road are able to move normally, so almost all of them left Odaiba. I hardly see any left. The giant parking garages are something else, though. I guess the people who parked in there had to give up on getting their cars. The garages have electronic locks. There are service robots at the exits and entrances. Since they've gone haywire, there's no way in or out. I'm sure you could probably force your car through, but nobody's even tried. Are they just assuming it'd be impossible? People are assuming that since electronic devices are unusable because of the disturbance, cars would be too. This is absurd. There's still over 100,000 people in Odaiba. Not a single one of them has thought to force their car through? Is this what it means to be under the effects of propaganda? Back in the hotel lobby, Mr. Kennedy informs me that Akio is resting in our room.
Aki-chan, 起きてる?
The door wasn't locked, so when I enter without knocking, I see Akio on the bed, clutching her knees.
Aki-chan?
ノック。
まあまあ、こんな時だから気にしないでよ。
カイ、ごめん。
Akio's voice sounds dry.
今は出てってほしい。
なんで？
顔ぐしゃぐしゃだから、あんまり見られたくない。
She's been like this ever since we fled the expo arena. That said, I have no intention of doing as told. I start packing up my belongings in the corner of the room.
アキちゃんの気持ちはわかるよ。ミサ姉のことが大好きだったもんね。そのミサ姉にさ、仲間と一緒に頑張って作ったロボットをぶっ壊されちゃったら、さすがにショックでかいでしょ。でも、そこで立ち止まっちゃったら、俺の知ってる無駄に前向きなアキちゃんじゃない。こういう時、いつものアキちゃんなら、頑張れるのセリフの一つでも叫んでさ、一層気合を入れ。
うちは全然ちっとも前向きなんかじゃない。
Akio raises her head as she screams at me. Her glare is piercing. I'm actually a little surprised. I've never seen Akio snap like this.
泣きたい時ぐらいしょっちゅうあるし、お姉ちゃんに毎日電話かけたかったけど、嫌われてるんじゃないかって思ったらかけれなかったし、お姉ちゃんに会いに行くことだっていくらでもできたのにそうしなかったし、怖かったの。怖かったんだよ。ねえ、カイ、うちね、お姉ちゃんに会うのがこの7年怖くて怖くて仕方なかったんだよ。 お姉ちゃんが島から出ていくときに言われちゃったから、あんたは所詮平凡なやつだって言われちゃったから、うちなんかお姉ちゃんにとってみれば出来の悪い鬱陶しい妹でしかないんだってずっと怯えてた。
Akio isn't even trying to hold back her tears anymore. How much has she cried today? Too much. Her eyes are completely red.
よかった。うち東京なんかに来なければよかった。ロボット作らなければよかった。お姉ちゃんに会わなければよかった。夢なんて持たなければよかった。
アキちゃんはもう一度ミサ姉に会ってきちんと話を聞きたいって思わないわけ？
もう会いたくない。会ったってどうせお姉ちゃんはうちのことなんて見てくれないよ。もう無理だよ。疲れちゃった。しばらく一人になりたい。
だったらお望み通りここで一人でメソメソしてればいい。俺はアキちゃんに付き合うつもりはないけどね。ちょっとがっかりしたよ。
カイ、そんなこと言わないでよ。
I lift up my bag after packing it with what I need.
俺は何としても島に戻る。
島に戻ってどうするつもり？
ミサ姉は今種子島にいる可能性が高い。
そう。
もう一度ミサ姉に会うんだ。それじゃ。
I just realized she still doesn't know about the whole end of the world thing. So all of this is really coming out of left field for her. Akio panics and tumbles off the bed. But instead of trying to help her, I immediately exit the room. Every minute, every second counts. First things first, I gotta get to the airport. I entrust Akio to Mr. Candy, then leave the hotel and check my map. The shortest route to Haneda Airport is riding the Aqualiner. Unfortunately, it's currently out of service. By foot, I have 3 paths available to me. First, I can cross the Rainbow Bridge. Then I can walk south along the coast from Shinagawa. Sadly, the bridge is closed. Sounds like a no-go. My next option is the shortest path, the Metro Expressway Bayshore Route Tunnel. It's usually off-limits for pedestrians, but it's closed for traffic right now, so there are no cars. This might work. Third, I can hit the Tokyo Harbor Coastal Road at Harumi, and exit at Haiwajima, another car route. Below the bridge, I can see the Bayshore route enshrouded in darkness. It's probably dark inside the tunnel too. Glad I brought a flashlight with me. Akio comes chasing after me. She clings to my arm. Oh yeah, I guess they got spread, so she might have seen them. Never mind.
ミサ姉は今まさにそれを実行しようとしてるかもしれないんだ。TNSC のロケットを悪いことに使って50億人を殺そうとしてるんだよ。
Akio's eyes widen as she shakes her head in denial. I grab her by the shoulders and look her straight in the eyes.
そしてそれを知ってるのは今のところ俺たちだけなんだよ。だから俺は島に行く。
カイはお姉ちゃんの好きな
Is this really the time or place for this? Why would she suddenly ask me that? Whatever, it doesn't matter.
好きだったよ、以前はね。
I hold Akio in my arms.
でもそれは理由じゃない。世界を救うためとか、そんな大それた理由でもない。もっとストイックでくだらない理由さ。俺はミサネーとの勝負にケリをつけに行くんだ。
勝負にケリってどういう？
勝負なんだよこれは。俺にとってはね。初戦は俺の負けだった。まんまとしてやられた。ここまでコケにされたらさ、黙ってられないでしょ。
I was always the one doing the chasing. I just wanted to surpass her. And reaching the top would mean that I did. I got to where I am believing that. I spent my entire life chasing after this distant goal.
勝ち逃げなんて許さない。50億人を殺す前にもう一度ミサネーには勝負してもらう。そこで勝てば俺が全一だ。
カイ。
アキちゃんはどう？ミサネーにやられっぱなしでいいの？ミサネーを人類史上最悪の虐殺者にしちゃってもいいわけ
？50億人とかそんなの多すぎるよ。
I can feel Akio's back trembling a little.
うちらみたいなのが背負えるものじゃない。ねえカイ、カイが一人で頑張ってもどうにもならないよ。もうやめよう。安全になるまでここでじっとしてようよ。
Akio's a goner. She probably won't recover for a while yet. I guess I'll have to leave her here. What's that sound? Is it Michi? I swear if it's Michi, I'm gonna be so excited. I'm so hyped. A sound that cuts through the silence pokes and prods at my ears. Is that the sound of car tires? Eventually, I see a light coming from deep inside the Tokyo Harbor tunnel. It's the headlights of a car. A single car comes speeding out from the tunnel. Wait, if I can catch a ride with them, I might be able to get to Haneda. Distance myself from Akiho and look down under the bridge. Emerging from the tunnel, it's a crappy-looking small white car. It sways around a bit as it zooms along. Eventually, it comes to a stop in the middle of the road right below me. The driver's side door opens. With all the highway lights off, I can't make out the person from the top of the bridge. But I think we all know who it is. I make the request knowing full well they might say no. Oops. The driver somehow identifies us by name. Come on. I feel like he should have immediately noticed by the fact that he called her Little Senomia. Like, who else says that? Pro tip. That definitely doesn't qualify as a pro tip. And wait a second. I doubt my eyes. Yeah! The figure steps in front of the headlights and all my doubt vanishes. The man that appears before us in all of his tracksuit glory is the very same teacher we couldn't get in touch with. Michi gives me a thumbs up, almost as if he saw it through everything. Oh my god, yes! This is the best picture. This is the best image in the entire game. Like, no, wait. Oh, wrong. Hold on. I need to just save that for later. Make that my freaking wallpaper. The Ariake Junction entrance to the Rainbow Bridge has the crossing gate down. Michi charges the car straight toward it. I hate that bird. I wanna cook that bird. I wouldn't even eat that bird. Cook that bird and feed it to my dog. Hate that bird. Totally ignoring traffic laws? The traffic laws. The end of the world, man, really? Mitch. Mitch smashes into the gate without braking, and the car zips right through it. I don't know who Mitch is, but apparently he's just as crazy as Michi. We drive through the junction to the closed-off Daiba line.
むちゃくちゃすぎるよミッチ。
だがインパクトは抜群じゃの。
いや、なんで楽しんでるんですか。
And wait, isn't the Rainbow Bridge closed? Are we gonna be okay?
気持ち悪い。ミッチ、もっと優しく。
何言ってんだ。先生はちゃんと法定速度守ってるぞ。
Yeah, oh, definitely. The fact that his driving is so messed up despite doing the speed limit is actually kind of impressive. We've been jerking left and right in our seats this whole time. At last, I see the Rainbow Bridge in front of us. It's not lit up. Even the aircraft warning lights are off, so it's totally shrouded in darkness.
光彦、お前どこに向かってるんだ。
羽田じゃないの。
羽田なら逆方向だの。
どうせ羽田に行ったって飛行機は飛んでねえだろ。ちなみに東京には羽田と成田飛行場が2つしかないと思ってねえか。そんなことはねえんだぜ。これ豆な。向かってんのはな、調布だよ、調布。
調布？空港？そこ有名？
東京住んでる人でもほとんど知らねえんじゃないか。
ちょっとミッチーさ、本当にその空港存在するわけ
？It's not a secret airport. Michi grips the steering wheel and grins.
ちなみにその空港に隣接してる施設な、こいつが重要だ。特別に教えてやるから覚えとけ。JAXA 調布航空宇宙センターってんだ。これも豆知識。
The engine's noises grow louder. Before I can collect my thoughts, we've already zoomed through the Rainbow Bridge. The car's tires screech against the asphalt as we slip into the circular route junction. That was the greatest image of all time. It took some time to get to Chofu. There weren't any other cars on the road, but the streetlights were all out. That meant that the roads formed something of a dark labyrinth. Unfortunately, Michi ended up going the wrong way more than once. It took nearly 2 hours to reach the Chofu interchange. Chofu Airport is more like an airfield with a single runway. While it seems several times larger than the old Tanegashima Airport, it doesn't feel that way thanks to the darkness. There's multiple small aircraft parked on the airport apron. Most of them look like Cessnas. Cessnas? I don't know what that is. Don't tell me we're gonna head to Tanegashima in a Cessna. Okay, it's like an airplane. Like a mini airplane? Like a little airplane? A little one? Akio's a mess thanks to Michi's pro driving skills. She was already worse for wear. Now she basically looks like a zombie. I lend her a shoulder, and she basically clings to my body. Michi leads the way, and we find a single propeller plane parked close to the runway. Huh. He's right, it can carry about 30 people. If Michi's flying this thing, we're dead. It's over. We all die. Upon closer inspection, the company name written on the frame is also the same. The ramp has already been lowered, making it possible to see the captain on standby in the cockpit. Other than that, I don't see a single passenger inside. Okay. As for the cabin crew, there might not be one. Michi then waves his hand at the cockpit window.
Yashio-san! Waza-waza suimasen!
Huh?
Oh, it's his dad! I had a feeling, but like who? It's like, what other pilot do we know? Just the one. But I was like, why would he be in Tokyo? But yeah, no, I guess we got the big Yashio. I run up to the plane and can't believe my eyes when I peer into the cockpit. Papa? The captain sees me and salutes. I can see the man inside clear as day thanks to the cockpit lights. There's no mistaking it.
父さん、なんでここにいるの？っていうかミッチ、どういうことさ？何がどうなってるんだよ。
Michi shrugs his shoulders, a blank expression on his face.
天のおじさんっていたろ、JAXA の。
ナエさんが何なの？
Oh, she sent him!
東京に出発する1週間くらい前にな、急に俺とヤシオの親父さんが呼び出されたんだよ。近々
Nice-san called
テロが起き
dad?
る可能性があるってな。
She's the best. She knew. She called the major players and was like, shit's about to go down. Be where you need to be.
で、俺にはもしも東京で何か起きた場合、調布空港へ行けって教えてくれた。ヤシオの親父さんには東京でテロが起きたら調布空港まで飛行機で飛んでくれって頼んでた。上に話は通ってるとも言ってたな。
Wait, could Nisan possibly be the S Braun that Sawada mentioned? One and the same.
昼間に太陽嵐騒動が起きてからここまで飛んできたの。
I look up at the cockpit again. Dad seems to be hurriedly checking some meters. I'm the only one here who knows that we didn't get hit with anything. In other words, Dad came here knowing his plane might be turned into a brick mid-flight. What a badass.
細かい話は後だ。もう準備はできてる。急いで出発するぞ。
That's not how the phrase goes, but okay. Very Michi. He's right, the details don't matter. Now's not the time to think about who Nisan really is or Dad's recklessness. I have something I have to do, something I want. And that's to face Misane in a match. Mr. Candy and Michi both head toward the aircraft ramp. I'm about to follow them when I notice Akio is frozen in place.
Aki-chan.
She's holding herself, trembling.
本当に島に戻るの？うち怖いよ。お姉ちゃんにまた会うのが怖い。
アキちゃんは会わなくても別にいいよ。
はい。
でも東京に一人で残るのも寂しいでしょ。とりあえず島まで一緒に行こう。アキちゃんの両親だってきっと心配してるだろうし。
But Akio remains still, her head held low. Also, you're... Unexpectedly, I hear a singing voice coming from the darkness of the runway. Someone's there, shrouded in darkness. A ghost? An illusion? That startled me. Scared, Akio tightly grips my hand. I was saying something. I can't remember what I was saying. I don't know. Don't remember. Amidst the silence, the sound of footsteps gradually grows closer. Why is she singing that? And at last, the source of the voice reveals itself from the shadows. That appearance, that face. There's no way I would mistake it.
ありゃ、宇宙が丘公園の幽霊じゃねえか。録画しとくべきか。
あの子って ID だよね。
The AI program created by Koki Mijima, Misane's friend. Judging by her expression, she seems more like Gejine at the moment. Also, I'm pretty sure this is the real one. They said they heard the crunching of things under footsteps, so I imagine it's the real one. I can't sense any kind of emotion from her. It's like she has no soul. She wears an empty expression on her face. Also, the fact that they can see her in real... Although... the whole, like... virtual things in virtual reality and things in actual reality seems to be blurred at the moment, so but yeah, I think this is the real one. She wears an empty expression on her face. It's like she's looking at someone but unable to see anyone. Please don't say things like that. She mumbles quietly. Which one is she? Is she the real Airi Yukifune? Or is she the AR program created by Code Kimijima? I'm looking at her without using a phone droid right now. So common sense says that she's the real one. That doesn't mean anything, yeah. Especially considering what happened with Misane and the Grand Obelisk. She could just be another illusion visible to the naked eye. Plus, her timing leads me to believe that she must have been waiting for us. Irie begins to slowly raise her thin arm. Oh, good, she has a gun. Good. She has a gun. She stops at about shoulder height. In her hand is a black handgun that coolly reflects the moonlight, completely unbefitting her young appearance. I'm concerned for a moment, but then I remind myself that if she's just an AR program, the gun isn't real. Really? In a situation like this, even if that's a possibility, I would say for the sake of safety, assume it's a real gun. This is just a bluff, too. Kaito just get shot? Some of the asphalt at our feet goes flying. Oh, no. That was a real bullet. Warning shot. In other words, the Irie in front of us is no illusion. That's impossible. Irie Yukifune is hospitalized in Shibuya. There's no way she could make it to Chofu in all this chaos. Hell, the fact that she was waiting for us is even crazier. I never told her that we were coming here. I didn't even know this was an option until 2 hours ago. Nobody else here knows Irie Yukifune. And yet here she is, dramatically appearing and singing Kagame Kagame. She shouldn't have any memories from AR Irie, so why did she sing that song? And also, why does she have a gun? Irie begins to speak, but as I suspected, there's no emotion behind her words. Her tone is altogether different from AR Irie, Irie Yukifune, and even Gejine. She's different from every other Irie. Then who is she? She is brainwashed, Irie! Jesus Christ! Someone's watching me, and it's not Irie. Someone's got their eyes on me somewhere, but I have no clue where they are. Are they hidden in the darkness, right next to me, behind me, in the plane?
君たちにあるのなら好きにするといい。
あんたは誰だ？ヤシオ。
Michi then whispers into my ear.
イルオであの子を見てみろ。
Okay. I hurriedly whip out my phone droid and turn the camera toward Irie. Ah, hello! I then boot up Iruo. And there, right on my screen. Hey, Ko. How's it going, man? It's a man. He's right behind Irie. He's close enough to be touching her. His body is slim and his hair is long. A man invisible to the naked eye. A man only visible in AR. A ghost. The wandering dead. Don't tell me that he... I've never seen that face before, but...
Kimijima Ko.
As soon as he hears me say the name out loud, the man's lips twist into a wicked grin. Everything Sawada said was true. The culprit behind everything, the mastermind behind it all. The man who changed Misane. The man who deceived me. It's him. All of this is happening because of him.
I
can hear his voice. It's the same system as AR Irie. It's programmed so that the voice we hear changes based on position. Is this Kokimijima's voice?
だから沢田君や君たちがどれだけ頑張ってももう手遅れなのさ。君たちでは止められない。何より 10年以上を費やした計画だからね。万全を期したいという思いが僕の中にあるんだ。計画にとってイレギュラーな要素はできるだけ排除したい。君たちの出番はもうないんだ。退場したのに勝手にまた舞台に上がってきてもらっては困るんだよ。
Voice is soft. Actually, it's kind of weak. Mr. Candy would make for a better final boss. Wait, no, I can't let him fool me. What Sawada said, what Sawada said is true, this man is the weapon of silence, a being trying to massacre 5 billion people.
もし君が僕らの邪魔をするというなら、例えばこの雪船愛理を。
Kokimijima's hand covers Airi Yukifune's hand holding the gun. She's like a puppet on a string. Airi Yukifune and Kokimijima's hand movements are synchronized. Do that, don't do that, don't do that. He bends Airi's arm and raises the gun. He then places its muzzle up against her temple. Despite what's happening, Airi's expression remains vacant.
死に追いやることになる。
やめろ!
Swallow my breath. I choose my words wisely as I talk to the Phantom Man.
あんたは死んだはずだ。アイリと同じただの AI なのか？
AI といえば AI なのかもしれないね。ただアイリとはデータ量が違う。僕の記憶や人格をデータに置き換えて移植している。記憶のデータ化はアメリカのとある大学の研究で実際に行われていることでね。論文も発表されている。それを応用させてもらったんだ。いわば僕はネットワーク上に記憶ごと移植された人格ということになる。これにより疑似的にではあるけど永遠の命を手に入れたんだ。羨ましいかい？本来であればもっとじっくりと研究し完璧な形で移植を行いたかったんだけど、瀬宮美咲に殺されてしまうというアクシデントに見舞われてね。
え？
Misane killed Kokimijima? I thought they were friends. I'm so confused. Once again, I have no clue what's going on. What is Misane's goal in all this? I glance over at Akio to see her reaction. She looks stunned.
故に僕は死の直前に仮移植していた不完全なアルファ版のデータでのみ構成されている。おかげで生前ほどの力を出し切れず、計画の実行にも10年を要してしまったよ。本来プロジェクトアトムは2015年に実行予定だったんだがね。
ミサ姉があんたを殺したってどういう？
彼女は実に勇敢で野蛮だったよ。あの日僕が行っていた貴重な実験をやめさせようとしたんだ。
An important experiment?
アネモネ号。
そうだ。電磁波照射により人間の集団に一斉に幻覚を見せることは可能かどうかを実証する実験だ。
How could he say something like that so nonchalantly? How much suffering does he think he put me, Akio, and everyone else on that ship through over the last 10 years?
その日の実験では、
I don't think he
電磁
cares.
波を限界まで強めてみて、限界を探ろうというものでね。本来アネモネ号に乗り合わせた乗員乗客はみんな殺してしまう予定だったんだよ。
なんだって。
そうだな。あと10分も実験を続けていたらそういう結果になっていただろうね。それをちょうど僕の家を訪ねてきた美咲に話したらやめろと言われてね。だがやめろと言われてやめるバカもいないだろう。当然のように拒否したら
Clunk. Clunk.
キもカイも殺させない。殺させるもんか。
I don't think I want to know exactly how she's killing him right now. Like, something tells me she's beating his face in. Like, that sounds like, you know, smashing.
死んだの。私。
Yeah, I kind of always assumed like it was more of a stabbing, but I guess she beat the man's face in. I assume it's his face. I don't know.
おかげで僕の頭はスイカを落としたように粉々になってしまった。
Again, part of me kind of wishes I didn't know that for sure.
まったく。
Gross.
ひどいことをしてくれる。だから僕はそれから1ヶ月ぐらいした頃に美咲の元に現れてあげたんだ。あとは簡単だった。彼女の罪の意識をえぐってやったらすぐに落ちたよ。それ以来僕のために働いてもらっている。今では完全に僕の手足であり言いなりだよ。全世界生中継の中で死ねと言えば、本当に死ぬかもしれないな。つまりこういうことだ。美咲は君たちを助けたがために人類史上最悪の虐殺者になろうとしている。もうかつての瀬宮美咲などいないんだ。彼女は罪を背負った。僕という人間を殺したその瞬間に美咲の一生は決定したんだ。それとも君たちがあえて美咲を殺すかい？世界を救うために？それはとても立派だけどね。おそらくそうなれば。
Is it just guilt though? Like, I feel like there's some brainwashing in there too. Like, that's a lot for like just purely on like her feeling guilty about killing him. I guess. It seems like a lot. Seems like a lot to be like, I don't know.
お姉さんを殺したという罪の意識を利用してね。
I mean, I guess that's what maybe that's what he's saying. He used the guilt in order to brainwash her.
やがて世界を救った英雄は世界を滅ぼす悪魔へと失墜する。そういうシナリオもあながち悪くはない。僕には時間はいくらでもあるからやり直すことに抵抗もない。どうする？美咲と殺し合うために島へ行くかい？ちなみに美咲は昼間君たちのロボットを破壊したスメラギ2番機で武装しているよ。次は君たちを本気で殺しに行くよう指示しておくとしようかな。
俺は
When I try to respond, the person who holds me back and steps toward Kokimijima is...
Aki-chan.
Her expression is calm and collected. There's not an ounce of fear in her eyes. She looks straight at Irie Yukifune and Kokimijima behind her, invisible to the naked eye.
君島さん、うちのお姉ちゃんは今でもロボットのこと好きですか？
アキちゃん、何を？
面白い質問をするね。
Kokimijima smiles.
好きなんじゃないかな。美咲はたまにキルバラというゲームをプレイしているよ。
She's Tajiringer, nicknamed Tajirin. That really was Misane.
お姉ちゃんは今もお姉ちゃん
Doing
のま
down
まな
there?
んだ。
Genuinely, what are you doing down there? Behave yourself. From where I'm standing, I can see Akio clench her fists.
うちにとってロボットは絆だった。 うちにとってロボットは夢だった。ロボットは希望だった。ロボットは仲間との努力の結晶だった。うちらの命令にあの子たちは素直に従ってくれる。うちらがきちんと指示してあげないと一人で歩くことさえできないの。あんなに大きいのに世話ばっかり焼かせるどうしようもない子たちで。でもしっかり向き合えば向き合うほどあっちもそれに応えてくれる。ただの機械の塊なのに魂でも宿ってるんじゃないかって思えてくるの。日本人はね、ロボットをすぐ擬人化するでしょ。どんなものにでも魂が宿るっていう価値観の日本人らしい考え方だってうちは思うんだ。ガンツク1もガンツク2もうちにとって自分の子供みたいなものだった。それなのにお姉ちゃんはそれを壊したの。ロボットのことが大好きだったお姉ちゃんが壊したの。どんな気分だったんだろう。悲しかったかな、辛かったかな、それとも何も感じることができないでいるのかな。うちは許さない。お姉ちゃんにそんなことをさせるよう仕向けた君島子、あなたを許さない
許さないのは結構だけど、それでどうするんだい？君たちに美咲を止める術はあるのかな？さっきも言ったけど、美咲はスメラギで武装しているよ。それに彼女には10人ほどの仲間もいる。彼らは銃器を扱うプロだ。
It's then that Akio starts to laugh fearlessly. She doesn't look at me, but she does grab my hand with hers. I grip it firmly in response.
悪のロボットを倒すのは正義のロボットだって昔からずっと決まってる。
Seriously? Oh no, wait.
うちらにはお姉ちゃんが設計したとっておきの巨大ロボがあるんだから。
We're gonna drag out prototype model 1? That piece of junk? I mean, it would not be the craziest thing, that's for sure. I didn't think she'd play that card. Aki-chan, you're the goddamn best.
知らないかもしれないから君島さんに教えてあげる。巨大二足歩行ロボットはこれまでに何十回も何百回も世界滅亡の危機を救ってきてるんだ。
Well, in anime and games, anyhow. Though I suppose she's not technically wrong.
だから今回もロボットが世界を救う。うちらの作ったロボが、うちらの夢が詰まったロボが、あなたたちの悪いロボットを倒して、あなたを倒して、お姉ちゃんを倒して世界を救ってやるんだ。300人委員会もハビストック研究所もプロジェクトアトムも君島校も全部クソったれだ。お姉ちゃんなんてクソくらいだ。完璧超人のお姉ちゃんになんて負けるもんか。正義は絶対に勝つんだ。勝ってうちらがお姉ちゃんを助けるんだ。
Now that's what I call a shout from the soul. Finally, I've been waiting for this moment.
だから今回もロボットが世界を救う。うちらの作ったロボが、うちらの夢が詰ま
How
っ
does
た
he
ロボが
watch this?
あなたたちの悪いロボットを倒して、あなたを倒して、お姉ちゃんを倒して世界を救ってやるんだ。
It's a live broadcast. The video just suddenly started playing on Nagafukada's Tweepo account. Of course, Michi, you're the best! I take back everything bad I said about you except the things that were true. Former club president Senamiya Senpai is passionately yelling somewhere dark. Yashio Senpai is holding her hand. Who are they talking to? What are they talking about? I don't know the details. What I do know... Such a simplistic view of good and evil sounds exactly like the super robot anime that Senamiya Senpai enjoys. As far as I'm concerned, those stories are too childish. They lack appeal. So why? What's this strange feeling welling up in my chest? Why are there tears in my eyes? My gaze is unnaturally drawn to the cardboard box in the corner of my room. My leg is in a cast, so I basically have to crawl to the box. I open the lid and take a look inside. It's there that I find the wreckage of my old partner. He's been broken for half a year now. It was 10 years ago. When I saw Misaki Senamiya, a high schooler at the time, at Robo 1, I became fascinated with robots. That fascination is what brought me to M45. I pick up one of the parts. I gently wrap its cold sensation in the palm of my hand. The memories come flooding back. When I was in elementary school, at a small toy shop, I had a small RC toy bought for me. After watching Robo 1, I desperately wanted a robot of my own. Of course, there were no bipedal RC robot toys back then, so I got an animal type with 4 legs. Naturally, it was my dad who bought it for me. I remember what he said to me that day.
ちゃんと自分で責任を持って組み立てるんだぞ。それと絶対に途中で投げ出すな。まあ頭のいいスバルならこんなのすぐ組み立てられるだろう。
It's a cool robot too. Looks cool. I look at my left leg. It's held in place by a hard cast. During surgery, I had multiple bolts inserted into it. If I don't take painkillers, the intense pain keeps me from sleeping. When I take another look deep inside my heart, the answer comes immediately. No, I already had the answer. This entire month, ever since I broke my leg, I've just been thinking the whole time. And after hearing Senamiya Senpai spill her soul, well, I can't possibly sit here any longer. I put on a change of clothes and exit my room with crutches in hand. Dad is in the living room. He's staring out at the darkness through the window. He said he saw a swarm of robots during the day at sea, so he must still be worried about it. Surprised he told anyone about that. The sort of thing that people would call you crazy for, but things are going crazy now, so. Just hearing his voice makes my body tremble. That has always been a massive wall that I could never overcome. I have all the respect in the world for him, and I'm serious about inheriting his work. However, I barely managed to squeeze out the words without stuttering. I look Dad straight in the eyes, and I make my intentions clear. I'm still a member of the Robot Club.
僕はロボットを作るのが好きだ。今までずっとその気持ちと向き合うのを避けてきた。いつもそれはいけないことだって自重してきた。でもやっぱり僕は子供の頃からずっと好きなんだ。この気持ちを大切にしたいんだ。
それでまた大怪我をしたらどうする。しかもこんな時にこんな時間にこんな天気で出ていくだと。お前は親の気持ちを何だと思ってるんだ。
父さんが心配してくれてるのは嬉しいよ。それを裏切ってきた自分も恥ずかしく思う。でも今じゃないとダメなんだ。今僕が仲間にできることがある。もう悔いを残したくない。自分で責任を持って最後まで組み立てたいから。絶対に途中で投げ出したくないから。これが僕の夢だから。だからごめん 父さん、僕行かないと。
勝手にしろ。
Spits out his reply and withdraws into his own room. I was prepared to get socked once or twice, so his response leaves me a bit shocked. I bow my head, put on a raincoat, and leave the house. I didn't encounter a single person or car on the way to the old airport. The island is essentially under martial law right now. Rumors that armed terrorists have taken over the Tanegashima Space Center has spread throughout the island already. I've heard that everyone from Minamitanicho has been evacuated to my high school, but there's nobody at the old airport located next door. Just a locked hangar, and prototype Model 1 sleeping inside of it. Or at least that's what I thought. Jonah! She's here too! The hangar door is open. Oh my god, they're all coming together! And from inside, I hear a familiar voice.
大徳先輩。
私、秋穂ちゃんの動画を見て、
So at the end of the day, Michi did the thing. Michi brought everybody together. The world is ending. I mean, it literally is. So I guess it's appropriate. That's the sort of thing that can only happen if there's a literal apocalypse going on. Hell has frozen over. Michi is the MVP.
今でも思ってる。でも、秋穂ちゃんの言葉聞いちゃったら、なんだかいても立ってもいられなくて。
僕もあれを聞いてここに来た口です。
1号機くん、組み立て直すんだよね。秋穂ちゃんがそう言ってた。ごめんなさい。私今日まで一度も日高くんにちゃんと謝れてなかった。本当にごめんなさい。私のせいでロボ部は終わっちゃったけど、でもそんなの嫌だった。どうしても嫌だったの。私がね、日高くんに怪我をさせた私がこんなこと言う資格ないかもしれないけど、でも私は入れなくてもいいから、秋穂ちゃんとヤシオくんと日高くんと幸次郎さんでロボ部を続けてもらいたくて、それを言うためにここに。
Daitoku-senpai starts shaking her head left and right. She had been trying to hold back tears this entire time, but she's given up. The big teardrops are already gushing from her eyes.
違うよ。そうじゃないの。私もロボ部続けたい。みんなとまた一緒にロボット作りたいの。
Daitoku-senpai wails loudly. Her face is a total mess. Even then, she doesn't try to wipe away the tears. She simply falls to her knees.
Senpai?
Can you chill out, please?
こんなことで許してもらえるとは思ってないけど、どうせ役立たずだし戦力にもならないけど、それでも。
Daitoku-senpai gets on her hands and knees and puts her head down.
もう一度頑張りたい。みんなのおかげでできた 勝手な言い分だって分かってるけど、許して。私にも手伝わせてお願いします。
Sound of the rain outside echoes loudly through the hangar. I don't think I've ever been here at night. I let out a sigh.
では差し伸べませんよ。何しろ片足が折れてますんでね。自分で顔を上げてさっさと立ってください。
She's gone. Oh, nope, she's back.
大徳先輩には謝ってる暇はないんです。
Don't lick that. What do you want? Huh? What do you want? Keep your tongue in your mouth. Here. That. There's something else. Now there's hair all over my controller.
僕はこの足ですからまともに動けません。代わりに先輩に僕の分まで働いてもらいます。それでチャラにします。
先輩女子を土下座させ奴隷となることを強要する性的な意味で。
Oh my god. And we couldn't forget about this one. I'm suddenly assailed by a bright light. Good lord, my eyes. It's the light of a flashlight. Two figures appear.
これからメガネのことを鬼畜メガネと呼ぶ。
Fiendish four eyes.
誰が鬼畜メガネだ。大徳先輩、ほら早く立ってください。変な誤解をされちゃうでしょうが。
ごめん。
Daitoku senpai stands straight up, then staggers a little. She falls over toward me and made it 10 times worse. This is bad. If she falls on me, I won't be able to hold her up. Actually, my leg could be in serious trouble. But I have no escape route. Just when I come to expect the worst, Tennoji-san dashes between us and holds up the Daitoku-senpai. Yeah. Is it just me, or was she insanely fast just now? Oh yeah, she's a badass. Didn't you know? Yet here she is, smiling as usual.
Moto じゃありません。現ロボ部ですよ。
いいです。すごくいいです。青春って感じですね。素敵です。皆さん、あきほちゃんの熱い演説を聞いてここに来たんですよね。
Daitoku-senpai and I both nod. As for Furuguri,
あんな演説と呼べるもんじゃなくね。熱い演説ってのは例えば諸君、私は戦争が好きだみたいな、そういうのを指すんだっつうの情報だが部長先輩のもなかなか良かった。これはガチ。
Shit. She's muttering to herself.
だったら皆さんやることは一つのはず。
A familiar truck with a crane comes driving up to the hangar with perfect timing. Out of the driver's seat, it's your boy. It's Doc. He acts like he expected us to be together.
始めるぜ。これから24時間が勝負だ。一睡もしてる余裕はねえからな。気合い入れてけ。
Without explaining a single thing, he dives right into barking orders.
藤田さんロックですね。
いや。ロックなのはアキオさ。
Awesome. He called her by name! She's not just Robot Club anymore. I imagine that's not gonna last long. We don't need further instructions. There are only 5 of us here, but we're all thinking the same thing. We glance at prototype Model 1 lying quietly in the darkness. Prez, Yashio-senpai. We'll do everything in our power to get him up and running. We'll be waiting for you both to come back. And we're back here. The clear sound of applause echoes across the dark runway. Without breaking his smile, Ko Kimijima claps his hands, gun still drawn on Irie. This is his response to Akio's courageous declaration.
つまり君たちはこう言いたいわけだ。自分たちの手でお姉さんを殺してやると。なかなか素直だね。そういうのは好きだよ。世の中には本音を隠して適当な建前を言う人間ばかりだからね。でもそうか。残念だよ。世界を救うために親しい人をあえて殺す道を選ぶなんて勇敢ではあるが、君たちは本当に野蛮で残酷だ。
Ko Kimijima scoffs at us. He once again places his hand over Irie's, the one holding the gun. Irie's fingers already on the trigger. The muzzle is still pressed up against her temple.
だったら手始めに君たちがそういう選択をしたことでどういう結果がもたらされるのか一つ事例を示してみようか。
No, 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 no.
入りを離せ。その人は無関係だろ。
無関係？いいや、そんなことはないよ。今の今まで彼女は僕の人質だった。そして今は君たちが見捨てた人質だ。
やめて。
君たちが選んだんだよ。残酷な君たちが世界を救おうとするその意志と引き換えにした命だ。
やめろ！
だから僕はこの女を容赦なく殺すよ。君たちが種子島に来て美咲と戦おうとするならどういう結末が待っているか、それをしっかりと理解してもらうためにもね。君たちも決して目をそらしてはいけない。見届けるんだ。君たちが見捨てた命の最後。
Even from this distance, I can tell. The fingers that Irie has on the trigger has begun to tense up. She squeezes any further. Irie's going to die.
せっかく10年ぶりに目覚めたっていうのに、恨むなら世界の救世主になりたがっている彼らを恨むという。さようなら、アイリー。
よせ！ボイちゃん！
Oh my god, it's the bird. Are you serious? Are you freaking serious? The bird. Suddenly, a rainbow-colored bullet with an annoying voice zips across my field of vision. That bullet flies directly at Irie. It snatches the gun from her and soars high into the air. I'm done. That's ridiculous. That's absurd. I still hate that bird, but thanks, I guess, bird. All right. So ridiculous. Boy, he really trained that thing well. This is crazy. Irie's life was in the hands of that bird? What would have happened if he screwed up? It could have been worse than what was literally about to happen. I internally curse up a storm while dashing toward Irie. As if her strings had been cut, Irie collapses to the floor, powerless. She looks like she's been freed from Kokimijima's curse. I hurriedly pick Irie up. Her body is shockingly light.
Kimijima-kome, kiegata.
Michi is using his phone droid to look around. Did Kokimijima really withdraw? I doubt it. He must be waiting for us in Tanegashima. We all nod in response to Akio's suggestion. I can't believe it was the fucking bird. I rush into the plane with Irie on my back. The sexual harassment parakeet also comes flying in, handgun in its claws. After checking to make sure everyone's on board, we stow the ramp. With the door closed and locked tight, I shout toward the cockpit. The propeller starts spinning, slowly at first, and gradually gains speed. I sit Irie down in the seat and fasten the seatbelt. The aircraft starts to slowly bust toward the runway. After making sure Irie is secure, I plant myself next to Akiho. I fasten my seatbelt, take a deep breath, and Akio puts her hand over mine. Her hand is shaking like crazy. She says my name, but immediately hangs her head low. Of course. Akio's tearing up again. She's doing everything in her power not to start crying. Our fingers intertwine and she grips onto my hand tightly. Her nails are digging into me. It hurts, but I can deal with it.
JAC 特別便午後9時23分種子島直行便です緊急時につき飛行計画は出していない予期せぬ急上昇急降下進路変更などあるかもしれませんどうかご心配必ず皆さんを種子島に送り届けます短い間です空の旅をどうぞお楽しみくださいそれと、タイ私はお前のことを誇りに思う
Man, I think this guy's been in like two scenes in this entire game. Quality stuff. Good dad. The engine starts to roar. The plane suddenly accelerates. I can feel the G-force on my entire body. The plane's frame inclines diagonally, and the ground outside the windows slowly grows distant. Farewell, Tokyo. I'll see you again, I'm sure. But now it's time to head home. Even if there's a war waiting for us there. It's time that we return to the island where we were born. Oh my god. I have to stop now. I have to stop now. Otherwise I'm gonna be... I'm not gonna be able to stop. I have to... Did like a whole chapter and a half. I can't do this every time. I just can't. That's... Alright. How long's it been? 3 hours? 3.25 hours? I don't know how to talk anymore. Almost 4 freaking hours. Alright, yeah, I'm done. I gotta go get some dinner. It's so hard to stop. I literally went from 10 to 12. That's crazy. Not a clock, the chapters. Absurd. Alright, I'm done. Bye.